You are watching Leicester Till I Die TV.
Watch us on YouTube.
Listen on your favourite podcast platform.
Or ask your smart speaker
To play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Right, Chris.
All right, how the devil are you? Welcome along. As it says there, come on, you foxes. Yes, indeed. Let's get rid of that now and say good evening, good day, good morning, good afternoon, good night, goodbye. Hello to everybody out there. Welcome along. This is LTID TV1 from Leicester Till I Die. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to get in the comments at the side. Remember, all comments, well, basically you have to be subscribed to comments, to comment, and B, there's a 30-second delay so that you don't spam the chat. And that can be changed if anybody does decide that after 30 seconds they're going to spam anyway. I could make it 250 minutes if I wanted to. So, hey, there you go. If you're watching there, say do join in, but keep it clean, keep it respectful. And we are live again tonight. We're back in action. And if you want to follow us on any of our social medias, basically, well, then let me move my finger up and down. There we go. That's put a smile on Brad's face. That's where we all are, all over everything, either as LTID TV or as Leicester Till I Die. Search either, and I'm sure we'll come up on one or the other. Talking of Brad, let me bring him in and say, hello, sir. How the devil are you?
Hello. I'm fairly optimistic, which is a bit strange with Leicester, but I'm slowly getting used to feeling optimistic before a game.
You're slowly getting used to this winning feeling.
Just don't say it too much. I know, all right. We can't get too comfortable. It's Leicester. So it can't surely keep going, can it, Chris?
Well, yeah. I mean, didn't we think this in 2015-16?
Very true. Very true, we did. And there's a lot of pressure on today's game, I feel. This is the most pressurised game because I, as you know, do the predictions league.
You do.
And I'm not doing very well in this year's predictions league because I'm always...
I think the word you're looking for is awful.
Yeah, not bottom though anymore. Not
hey!
anymore. So yeah, that's one good plus thing. But yeah, Premier League so predictions like anyway. But we don't talk about that too much. But with the weekend's fixtures, Chris, if Preston were to lose tonight, which we're obviously hoping is the case, they go to second place Ipswich.
Yes.
That's a chance where a draw benefits Leicester the most, and at worst an Ipswich win is probably the better result for Leicester. So if they can get 3 points tonight, obviously there's still the Stoke game, not to get too carried away, but you look at tonight and you think, how crucial is it? As weird as it sounds, how crucial could it be for Leicester to win this game and get that early in first motion between Chase and Pat?
We're going to say hello to Boris, who says it's an age thing. You're there with us, Boris. You're there with us. He's banned, unfortunately. So Cody does come in. We'll have a look at the team in a second. Highfields is in. Jolly good evening, fellow Foxes. Hello, Highfields. How are you? Nate is in. Good evening, Nate, all the way from America. Just Nate. I did as you know, I do my radio show, and every morning, it's actually at 9 o'clock, Monday to Thursday, I do a top 10 of everything, which is like top 10 of just the silliest things you can ever imagine. And today they had top 10s of lawsuits. So basically people suing each other. 9 of the 10 were American. That's all I'm saying. I'm just going to leave it there. Not the biggest surprise in the world, though, Brad.
No, it's not, is it? I mean, Surrey Hills Radio has got himself a hell of a morning DJ with these top 10 lists. I need to catch up with some of them and tune in.
There's something interesting was it was clean today. There was a guy that was suing McDonald's because the coffee that she got, she wasn't driving. No, her grandson was driving, pulled over, stopped so that she could take the lid off to put some tea in. Of course, the inevitable happened. It went everywhere. And she sued them for the coffee being too hot. And she won.
Sometimes we say as humans that we think we're a really smart species, and then you hear stories like that and you think, how?
Yes. All I was
you
saying
really
is
do.
only in America.
Well, sometimes maybe in Britain as well, though. You have to admit, we're not the most famous for it.
Well, the ninth one was Israeli, but I'm not convinced she
wow.
wasn't living in America, but it just didn't say. But have you seen the team?
Yes, I have. Quite excited by the team, I'll be honest with you.
Well, let me just bring it up. But let me just say to everybody, first of all, sort of put that up there, that Monday nights we normally have the debate show. Obviously, there's no game next week because it's the international break. So I'm having, we're all having a week off. I'm still doing a couple of shows, but basically we're all going to have some time off. I'm having a week off the breakfast show as well, so I'm being a real lazy bugger. But on Monday night, you may remember recently we did a show with Dean Hammond and we looked back at the 5-3. Well, this is number 2 in a series of classic match reviews, and we will be looking back at Crystal Palace, Leicester City in the final. Remember the shinned goal? Well, actually, Julian Watts heading the ball back into the area for Claridge to shin it. So he will be talking us through the build-up to the match day itself. So really am looking forward to that on Monday. But let me therefore bring the team up, and then I will bring Brothers back in. I suppose, well, Herman's son, we expected Ricardo Faze, Cody Justin, kind of presumed with Vestergaard being out, didn't we? Twinkle Toes, indeed, is in there with Winks, Dewsbury Hall. Fatawu starts, Mavadidi and Vardy. All right, taking Cody and Vestergaard. To me, that's our strongest lineup.
Yeah, even though my love child isn't there, even I'd be hard pressed to say that that's not Leicester's strongest lineup, especially on paper as well. This is no disrespect to Vestergaard, but if you're realistically wanting one of them two names on your team sheet, if you were a neutral, you'd be just instinctively picking Cody.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, anybody might want Sutar in there. I understand why, because they had a brilliant game against Liverpool, but Cody's a like for like. I think you'd have to wait for Faze to need to be rested potentially, or that to see Sutar, because they seem to mirror each other in a way, in a weird sort of way. So I wasn't surprised by Cody coming in. And as much as our Yunus as well, Fatawu's been brilliant. He was great against Blackburn on Sunday. He got the assist that his hard work's deserved, because he's put some decent balls into the box since he's, when he's been on the pitch for Leicester already, and he's not got the rewards from him yet. So it was good to get that. Good lineup considering the unfortunate absentees we've got in the side.
I know. I just want to say that, and this is something that Kate sent me through, so I'm not claiming responsibility for this before you say about my love child. But passes attempted now in 2015-16, the whole season, Robert Huth managed 810 passes, and Wes Morgan managed 818.
Don't you dare, Chris! Don't you even dare.
So far this season,
he's daring, folks. He's daring.
I'm going there. Oh yes, I'm going there. It'd be rude not to when Kate took the time to send it me. Yannick Vestergaard so far this season has made 814 passes. Now I did say in fairness that back in 15-16 we weren't playing out from the back like we are now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's.
as she said, still unbelievable, especially as we didn't think he'd kick another ball for us.
I mean, you know, from the expectation, from exile to excellent, I must admit, he's gone from exile to being a brilliant defender. I'm not going to deny it, but this is 8 games. You know, into his stint at Leicester, he may somehow turn this, and it looks like he's going to. I believe it or not.
Brad has frozen. Can you still hear me, Brad?
Yeah, I can hear you. I've not frozen my end, so
no. Brad has frozen.
Okay, I can still hear.
He may have to. He may have to reload again. Oh no, he's working again. You froze then for a minute, mate.
Yeah, it was working my end, mate. I don't know why it froze your end. I hope it didn't freeze live. I'm not sure, but
well, we know because none of us want to just look at your face in.
I know exactly. You want to see it always moving, otherwise you get to see it still, and it scares the children. So, it's threw me off. What was I saying?
You were talking about our hero, Yannick.
Your hero, Yannick. Yes, of course. It is only at the start of it, and it, like you said, Chris, not only two different styles of play, but with the greatest respect, two completely different types of football you're against.
Yes.
We know in terms of a step up level, you see all the time with the percentage of newly promoted sides getting relegated in their first season. I would love to see that statistic, because I reckon it's at least got to be 65% or higher.
Yeah.
The quality and gulf in the Premier League they're up against. And like you said, the style of play, you probably half it easily before you even get there. The numbers.
No, but in fairness, we know. I saw the other day, I think it was like 10 passes, Vestergaard, Justin, Vestergaard, Ricardo, Vestergaard, Justin, Wing. You know what I mean? So I did sort of say that.
I know, but the comparable. Yeah, but what you could then argue to back your point more is say different style of footballs, but both do, all three of them are doing a stellar job. But Huth and Morgan did a stellar job, what was in front of them, and that's exactly what Vestergaard's doing. That's all we're asking of him, and he's doing it well.
Yeah, no, indeed. I just thought I would share that with the nation. You
just really wanted to get that out and compare him to them, didn't you?
Well, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Blame Kate, who isn't going to the game today, so she won't be joining us on that.
And Luke, it's another Rotherham away, isn't it? Garinda. You have to stop calling it Garinda.
Exactly. And I'm not sure about Luke, in fairness, because he's in Australia. I think he might be coming in post-match. But, I mean, look at this bench. I'm just going to go through the bench here. Stolchok, Sutar, Chowdhury, Kashadi, Albrighton, Yunus, Marchal, Inacho, Daka. God, as an opposition, you look at that and go, what the?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I know I know it sounds a bit braggy, but you look at that bench, and the majority of that bench is at least featured for us now this season. We've seen glimpses of at least what they'd be capable of in this division. Okay, admittedly, Sutar was against Liverpool opposition, so actually it's probably a good thing for him that he's played stronger opposition for his one game. But you would argue that team, obviously we need a few more additions, only 7, not 11, but that team could challenge top 6 itself. I mean, we've seen what they're all capable of in this division, and we've got results with the majority of that bench. So
yes,
that's the scary part about our team, I think, isn't it, Chris?
It is. Get your score predictions in, everybody. Now, Brad, I'm going to test your memory. I have a feeling I might have gone for a Desmond for this.
Yeah, I know. Now I think I went for a Leicester Classic. He says probably going to looking out a 4-0 scoreline. But I can tell you, Chris, I should have this book ready and prepared, shouldn't I? Knowing this question's coming every time.
You should. I mean, it's not like we've not done this before.
I know, right? I've gone for 2-1 Preston. Luckily, you're on the page right next to me. You haven't gone for Desmond.
And when you say 2-1 Preston, do you mean
2-1
to Leicester?
Yeah, my brain's going right.
Yeah.
You are half correct, sir. You haven't gone for a Desmond, but you have gone for a 1-1 draw.
A 1-1 draw.
So if we get our first draw of the season, blame Chris, everybody, at PO Box, ATID, TV1.
Look, when we're playing, and I think these are, on paper, our hardest game of the season, because of where they are, the fact that they're one place below us. So technically, we're not going to play Ipswich till later in the year. So far, this is our hardest game, I would take a draw.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it. It wouldn't certainly be the worst thing in the world. I mean, we've got a gap between them as it is, so that's not going to. I know it's not ideal if I don't want to lose, obviously, but knowing that we've got that little bit of a cushion, if we keep that cushion, brilliant. If we extend it, absolutely fantastic. It's an absolute added bonus. But you're right, because not just that, Chris. Preston had the meanest defence until that 4-0 drubbing at the weekend. They had an even better and meaner defence than Leicester do. Now Leicester now have that because obviously they beat Blackburn 4-1 and Preston were hammered. But we know how we bounce back from our defeat. This is their first defeat of the season, so they're going to be hungry to bounce back. So,
you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to leave my 1-1 for the prediction league, but I am actually going to go 4-1 tonight.
Where's the button, Chris? Played it. I don't believe it. You've got to, Chris. He's gone for a Leicester special, but the new one, the 4-1.
I know. And thinking about it then, and thinking that because obviously when I predicted this, Preston hadn't lost 4-1. In fairness, so I'm not expecting that to change. So I don't, but I would for tonight. I'm going to go 4-1.
Well, I don't believe it.
I do not, Chris. However, you will like some good news. Craig, who will who's in the prediction league and obviously another co-host on the channel with us. In case anyone didn't actually know who Craig was, I don't know why you wouldn't, but in case you knew, Craig, he saw sense from going against Leicester, against Blackburn. The only person may I add who didn't score any points on that game between Blackburn because he went for Blackburn to win it. But he learned this apparently from his mistake quickly because for game week 10, he predicted a old Leicester special. He's gone the same as me. He's gone 2-1. He learned from his mistakes of going against Leicester.
Nate can't remember whether he went 2-0 or 3-0.
Oh, Nate, I checked the league table and realised we're close on points. So you actually went 7-0 Preston, mate. That my tactics and editing. So if it goes 7-0, you didn't hear that right. No, Nate, you went for Leicester to win by 2-0.
2-0. Okay. Guillaume Balaguer is on Fox's Hub. My
no,
God,
that's Noel Gallagher. You said that wrong. It's Noel Gallagher.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Not with that weight that he's put on. But look, we'll say hi to Scott. There's the comparisons. Leicester City in second, bloody Ipswich. Will you stop winning, please? Played 9, won 8, lost 1. Goal difference of 12, 24 points. Preston in third. They have lost 1, but they've drawn 2, which is probably why I went for the draw tonight. But they've only got a goal difference of 3, and that's 20 points. I mean, we said this deal. I asked you the other day when we did, I think, the post game on at the weekend. We are doing a Burnley, but we're doing it quicker than we're doing a Burnley. Should we get worried because obviously how Burnley is struggling? Yes, they beat Luton by scoring in the 86th minute the other night, but it is a bit early, I think, to be judging that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but if you are to make a judgment, I don't think we would be in as bad a position as Burnley. Admittedly, have they had a pretty tough start in terms of who they've been up against? If I remember.
Yeah, well, yes, I guess so, but they have spent a lot of money. I think they're in the top 5 spenders in the division.
The thing is, I look at the Burnley side, and there's only a few names. I mean, I'm not a Burnley fan, so I don't really pay attention to how they're playing or if these players are indeed any good. So I can't make a judgment on them as players. But you look at Leicester's team and their team. There's more recognisable names in Leicester's team than there is in Burnley's. I think we've got better quality, more established players. I honestly think momentum's a very pivotal part of football, Chris. We saw it in a championship winning season because we saw that belief hold through in that miracle great escape. It pulled through for us in the end because we believed in ourselves. We never dropped that, even though the trouble we were in a league position. And you just get I'm not saying history's going to repeat itself over that. No. I'm saying like Martin O'Neill days. I think we can come up and we can get in and around 12th, 10th for a season. I really think that sort of this squad has that potential.
Let's make some good. Let's talk some good news.
Just as long as we don't have a Mark McGee moment and then
Yes,
leaves us at Christmas. Yes.
Well, that was actually one of the things that was coming up in one of the stories I read was
I'm psychic.
are we going to be losing him? But I think to be honest with you, I think he'll want to see the job. We don't know. We don't. It depends who comes in, I guess. But look, McAteer only out 4 to 6 weeks, which you predicted. That's good news.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, I just saw something. I thought it froze. Sorry, so repeat yourself there, mate, because you just sort of froze up on me. I couldn't. Yeah, all right.
McAteer only out for 4 to 6 weeks. Good news.
Yeah, it is. I saw that. I watched Enzo's press conference. It's what I thought. Well, it's what I was hoping if it was best case scenario. And thankfully, it's not a tear or anything like that. It is just a hamstring tweak. So 4 to 6 weeks, and I would say he'd probably be back in training. I mean, they did say he'd say. I like the way Enzo kind of didn't make it seem so bad in a way, because he said he'll miss some of that because of the international break. I like that about him, because he doesn't, because it's easy for a player, especially young, to kind of go, oh no, 4 to 6 weeks. If someone plays really well 4 to 6 weeks, I might lose my place. I might not get an opportunity. He's basically saying to him, well, don't worry about it. Enzo, I don't think's like that as a manager, and B, he's just basically going, but we've got an international break, so his recovery will be able to step up through that. And who knows? He's a young kid. He might even be back on the bench by the end of the month.
They're just interviewing Indeed at the moment, and he's just saying that he is going to go on Strictly Come Dancing this weekend. So well done to Wolf there. Boris at 7. Boris has gone 2-0. Everybody get your predictions in the chat. You've got about 16 minutes to get those in.
You know what? If you're allowed a re-prediction in this, can I go for another re-prediction?
You can. You can have a re-prediction, certainly.
Right. I'm going to go same goal difference as you, but I'm going to go for a cleaner one. I'm going to go for Leicester to win by 3-0.
3-0. You know what? I was thinking then I should have maybe gone for a 0, but we'll see. Look, we'll see. And I think we're allowed to, because this is only for fun. This doesn't get us any points tonight. So
I'll give us bonus points if we're right at the end of this.
Deal, mate, deal.
Here it is, okay.
Shh, don't tell anybody. Steve's not listening. Okay. Let's have a look at the form going into this, because it's interesting reading. Leicester on the left there. We've got Stoke coming up, who Preston beat 2-0. But we are the form team going into this.
Yeah, we are. And, this is a lot of what we've been saying recently about other teams who we expected to be in and around us, talking about Preston and Ipswich causing upsets. Well, you're seeing the difference in the sides right now. Preston had their first blip, if you will, with that draw, and their response was a heavy defeat at home. Now, you look at other teams. I know Southampton have picked up a win, a handy one at the weekend, but they were on a rot. They had to stop it, and they couldn't stop it for a while. Blackburn are on a hell of a one at the moment, down near the bottom, if not in the bottom after our game. I'm not sure how it finished for them in the league, but they were down there beforehand. So
Blackburn are actually 18th with 10 points,
so
only 2 points off the bottom. Yeah,
I think they need the results to go against them at midweek, and then they haven't. So they're okay tonight against Coventry. They won't go in the relegation zone. But you know what I mean, Chris? You saw when they started a bad run how it went for them, or suffered at least a draw with their first defeat. And then there's Leicester there. That 1-0 feels a million miles away, Chris. It does. It honestly does. That 1-0 defeat to Hull feels like it happened ages ago.
And before anybody says, I do know we lost to Liverpool, but as it says there, I'm saying recent league form, because I don't think the cup games bear any resemblance on your league
No,
form.
I mean, we played Liverpool. Did Preston even have a game in the cup? Were they even still in the competition? I
I'm
genuinely
not
don't
sure,
know.
to be honest
I
with
genuinely
you.
don't know.
And let's
But-
be honest with you, against Liverpool, right? That second goal that they got was amazing. Let's be honest with you, it was. You got to give them credit where credit's due. Their second was amazing. Their third was just bloody lucky. I mean, it hit the post and it could have come out. It just happened to hit the post and go in. So it wasn't a huge defeat.
No, and for 72 minutes, I think it was. I think they scored in the 73rd. For 72 minutes, we were taking them to penalties.
Yes.
You know, for 60 odd minutes, we were going through to the next round. We did not disgrace ourselves at all.
No.
Yes, it was back against the wall, but we expected that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, whether people think we should be or not, we are a championship side against Liverpool. So,
Well, even if I think we were in the Premier League, Liverpool is the game you would look at and go, yeah, chances are you're going to lose that one.
yeah, and the one good thing about it is nobody could. No, I don't think anybody. I didn't hear even any Liverpool fans, and that's a bit surprising. I'm not going to lie, joking aside here, but there was no cries of, "Oh yeah, but it was their B team," because Leicester rotated just as much to affect their squad as Liverpool did.
Yeah, exactly the
So
same.
it was fairly even in strengths of lineup, so even more so better for Leicester.
I did play a record this morning for all the Liverpool fans, and it was Robin Thicke, Blurred Lines. I don't think it went down too well.
I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it.
Liverpool.
You know what though, mate? In all seriousness aside, you know that's going to make mainstream telly. I can't wait for VAR versus Liverpool on Judge Judy.
Yes.
That's going to be the judge that takes that case over. She won't take it.
No. But anyway, just running through quickly the games tonight. There are 6 games in total. Coventry are hosting Blackburn. They're all 7:45 kickoffs apart from the last one. So Coventry hosting Blackburn. Leeds are hosting QPR. You'd have to say probably 2 home wins there. Preston hosting, Leicester hosting Preston, so a third one. Sunderland, Watford, so another home win for me. Swansea, Norwich. That one could go either way, in fairness, but Norwich still clinging in there in 6th. I mean, if Norwich were to win, they would go up, depending on the results, to 4th or 5th.
Yeah, I mean, there are some interesting fixtures. I mean, just going on it then, I can tell you that I've gone for home wins for Leeds, Leicester, obviously, and Rotherham, because I apparently never learn with Rotherham. And I've gone for away wins for Norwich, and I've actually gone for a heavy away win for Watford against Sunderland because I never learn. But yeah, it seems like you went for home wins for Leeds, Sunderland, and that's it because you got a draw for us, and then you've gone Norwich to win and Bristol City to win. So,
What did I do for Coventry?
Yes, Coventry, Blackburn. You've gone for a draw. Whereas I've gone for a Coventry win. I forgot about them.
I mean, looking at those fixtures there, I mean, like you said, and you alluded to it earlier, Ipswich Town away for Preston next. They're going to be looking at this and going, this is not a must win because it's still early in the season, but they're going to look at it and they've got to say that this is they've got to look at coming away with 3 points so that they don't slip away too far.
Yes, they have to realistically. I know they'll look at it and go, okay, if we lose tonight, they would. They're no different in the situation than they were before kickoff, but then it'd make their game against Ipswich even more important for them. So I'm sure they'll be coming for it. I'm sure they'll come at us. And look, it's going to be a hell of a game. And I agree with what you said earlier. I think on paper and on form, this is easily our toughest game to go this far in the season. It's a game that for Preston, obviously Leicester do have things to gain. I'm not going to sit here and say don't, because obviously we know we win, we go back top. But I know you say it's early in the season, Chris, but if you can get into that break, and then obviously there's still a game to go, But if Leicester can get to that break where they'd be, 7 points clear of Preston in third if they were to stay there after tonight, and obviously say they beat Ipswich or something, so they'd be 7 points pointless. They've got to smoulder on looking at that at the league table for a week and a half until they come round again to play. Leicester will have Ipswich and that preparing for their game with one eye on the table going, God, that number looks a lot bigger and gap. Trust me, when I look at the predictions league and I realise, yes, on paper, a couple of good 3 points for me will get me right back in the title hunt. I also go, bloody hell, I'm nearly half points away from first place. It looks daunting, and it does. It's all how you look at it, I suppose. But
I've got to say, if anybody does like a bit of Harry Souttar, I think he'll be lining up against Leicester at the next weekend when we play Australia for some reason. I don't know, but then we have got Malta, I think it is, midweek after that in the old qualifiers. I don't know why
England are going to win. I you know where I stand on international.
Yeah, no, I just don't know why we're playing Australia, but there we go. But look, a win tonight gets that red off the bottom for us there. Stoke City at home is our next one up at the weekend. I mean, Stoke City currently they've played 10 games. They're on -4 goal difference with 10 points. So again, you look at that and you think that should be winnable as well.
Yeah, you'd look at it. Look, to be honest with you, we're probably earned in a weird way. It's weird how it works, isn't it? Because we've just come through a grueling set of fixtures, and all right, they're still Preston to go tonight. I'm not putting discount on them at all. This is the end of, on paper, a very difficult set of fixtures for Leicester. They've come out so far against Southampton, Norwich, Blackburn, and even a tough Bristol City unscathed. So if they can go through that, they kind of earn a little run of games where you feel that Leicester are more favourable to win. I mean, this is still an unpredictable division. We could win tonight and go to Stoke and drop points. But you would say that, especially if they win tonight, Leicester would be so high on confidence. They'd want to keep that run going. And again, end the international break on a win. And if results go well for them, keep that gap pushing.
We've got flames going off at the KP.
No smoking. Put it out.
Well, the sprinklers are on as well, so if they turn the sprinklers around, it could put them out. That said, I don't know why they're doing it. I think they might just be testing. No, they're still doing it now. I don't know why when they've got all the floodlights on, but there you go. That's Leicester for you.
Football's become cinematic. Is that the right word? Did I say that right? I don't think I did.
No idea, because I don't know what that word means, but there we go. But yeah, Jeff is in. Hello, Jeff. Good morning, Chris and Brad. Another tough test for Leicester. He's going for 2-0 as well. Maybe you should have stuck with that, Brad. Because Jeff's, I don't know if he is still top of the table. Of course he was. Ipswich and Preston will drop points the weekend as they play each other. A draw would be good for that. A draw between Ipswich and Preston would, I think you said that earlier, would be an excellent result for us. But believe it or not, and it's hard to take in, we're about 5 minutes off kickoff. You've still got time to get your score predictions in, folks. Quarter of the way through the season after Stoke.
Yeah, we'll reach that first milestone of the season. And, if you was going to do a quarter review on Leicester, you'd probably give them the 5-star review right now, wouldn't you? Minus that blip. Obviously, still, again, I'm forgetting there's still 2 games to go. I still don't think it changed too much.
Filbert Fox is on the pitch. I think he could play up front for us and we'd still win at the moment.
Well, I don't know. I know the person who is Filbert Fox, and I've seen his ball skills. Maybe not so much. But yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Again, it's all just part of football momentum. If we can get through this and get into that first quarter, and we're top of the league, or at least keeping a good gap between us and third, I'd say it's a good, successful quarter for Leicester.
Yeah. Paul, I don't know what you are saying about a red card, but I can just remind everybody it is going along the bottoms. It has been on there for about 40 minutes now. Once we get into the watch along, if there are any spoilers at all, before I say something in the chat, and I don't care whether that is as a joke and it's wrong information, you're kicked. It's as simple as that. Any spoilers get you kicked. There's no second chances. So it's up to you if you want to ruin it for everybody. But I certainly get pissed off. So you wait, because we're all watching at different times, aren't we, Brad? We can, we're in the same country and we can be 5 minutes different. So no spoilers at all. Just to say, Brad he's going off to his favourite part of the country tomorrow, I do believe, Brad, and you're going to go and get me a Gangster's pasty.
I wouldn't taint you with such a thing, mate. I'll get you a proper Cornish pasty, and I'll send it to your first class so it still gets there warm, mate.
Do you know what? I we were talking about this earlier, and I actually started thinking, I know what, I just know a nice warm sausage roll. Sad, I know. The players are coming out now. So Brad's going to have a couple of days off.
Yes, I am.
But tomorrow we have got a Stoke fan coming on, and I can't remember who the hell it is, so do forgive me if he's watching already. But we have got a Stoke fan coming on, and Dave is joining me as well, because Craig's not going to be here either.
Garinda 2.0, mate.
Yeah,
Garinda
I mean,
2.0.
hell, you lot miss more games than bloody trains because they're on strike.
Hey.
No, you have a great time, mate. You have a great journey.
I will do. I don't know if I'll be sleeping tonight because I've got to get a taxi at 6:30 in the morning. So
that's about the time you normally go to sleep, isn't it?
Yeah, sometimes on a good day.
The players are in the tunnel anyway. Leicester are back in their blue. Nobody was too happy. I quite like that orange kit. What did you think about it?
I like all the kits this season. I really do. I think they're very well designed, and maybe it's just more inflated because I really didn't like the FBS logo. I avoided the shirt last season because I didn't like it. I preferred the King Power, and
definitely,
like a nice shirt.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got, as you know, that bright yellow training top, and that's got FBS across the front, and it spoils it for me. People say, how can they make that any worse?
Yeah, I know, because the training top I'd really like, but it needs the King Power logo across it for me.
Yes, yeah.
I get that they've now, because it was all to do with their agreement with Leicester. I know they don't have to be the main sponsor; they want to be a secondary sponsor. So, fine, I suppose it's more for an income for Leicester.
Fee is in. Good evening, Fee. How are you? She's gone 3-0. Don't tell Fee, but she sends 99p every time Leicester scores. So I've gone for a 9-0 win. Don't tell her that.
Oh yeah, let's break a championship record, Chris. I say let's get 10.
Yeah. So yeah, I will let you go because the players are warming up now and getting ready to just shaking their hands. I will see you at half time, sir.
Yeah, see you at half time, mate.
Thanks so much. All the best, mate. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Cheers. So Fee's gone 3-0. Right, let me just get this to the right position. There we go. So welcome back. So I've gone 4-1 tonight. Brad's gone 3-0. Nate has gone 2-0. Boris has gone 2-0. I'm sure that's a brace for Jamie Vardy. And let's be honest with you, he could get it. Stuart's gone 3-0 to Leicester. 5-0 to Leicester for life. 2-0 for Jeff, who was top of the prediction league. And 3-0 Fiona's Fee just come in with that. Probably Jeff. Probably. So they are just putting the teams up there. Looks like Preston have gone a 3-4-2-1. Probably pretty much like Leicester will end up playing, I'm guessing. Of course, we all would be. And seriously, now I have gone 4-1. I cannot lie. Right, let me bring. There we go. There's the score up. And nobody could see the orange because I had Leicester with an orange circle, and nobody could see that earlier, apparently, at the other day. But yeah, all I can say is please, no spoilers. Leicester, of course, Hermanson in goal, a back four, although we know that'll end up as a back three. Justin, Cody, Faze, and Ricardo. But Ricardo will be coming into the middle. Ndidi on the right, Dewsbury Hall on the left, and Winks in the middle. So Ndidi going out onto well, I think he will move inside, and Ricardo will come up as the winger. Fatwa and Mavadidi either side of Vardy. Leicester now, here we go. We're about to kick off. Leicester are all in red. No, they're not. Leicester are all in blue as we just kick off. And they are kicking from left to right, as they usually do when they win the toss. Preston North End in their away strip of red, having put the white dot up. Thank you so very much, Preston. That's really, really good. And I've got that the wrong way round anyway. So let me just redo that. God knows what I was doing. Right. Why are Preston in red? For God's sake. You can't trust these teams to do a thing, can you? So yeah, it's Cody's first game here in the league, so it's nice to see. Vestergaard obviously not playing today because he is banned. Oh, so the cross coming over there from the Preston. Oh, that was it had gone out, and it thankfully had gone out. Otherwise, Leicester could have been in a little bit of trouble. Right, there we go. Get the colours changed round just to make things a little bit more up with what is being played in. Jeff is saying good morning to Fee. Nate thinking about getting the orange shirt will be really, Nate. Well, you're orange on here. I'm hoping to get it. I'm hoping Father Christmas will get it if I've been a good boy. Tony, hello from Argentina. Hello, Tony. You are welcome, sir. How are you? Hope you are well. I'm guessing it must be about 1 o'clock in the afternoon over there. If Vardy scores, I'll become a member. Highfield has just come in with 1-0, just squeezing in there, Highfield. He doesn't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. But anyway, here we go. So there's just 2.5 minutes gone. Leicester playing about in the middle of the field. Again, slowing it down like we did the other day against Blackburn with Vestergaard. It's with Faz here on the right-hand, or Faze, sorry, on the right-hand side. He brings it forward. He chips it all the way over to Mavadidi. Will he control it? No. Has he lost it? No, he finally got it under control. But then it was a beautiful ball across. He just couldn't quite control it, but he did get the throw in, unless they still have it on the far side. But it does come back now into our own half. So Cody there, out to Justin. Justin tries to play one forward, but he doesn't get it past the Preston player. Indeed, he comes back. It was a high foot, but he gets away with it. Cody over to Faze. Faz, whatever. I don't know what you... Are you Faze? Potato. Oh! Leicester there. He was warned. Faze did warn Pierre, but he got caught. Anyway, it's with Cody now. Filling in for Vestergaard. It's not a bad substitute to have, really, though, is it? Let's be honest with you. Hiya, Nate. Well done, mate. They're the ones to have. Hi. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that because I don't want to insult you and get it wrong. Foxes never quit. We don't, sir. We don't. So Preston have the ball in their own half, trying to play it out. Oh, it goes over Ricardo, and it does come to the Preston player. Preston all in red for some reason. Suppose they're giving their away strip a bit of a outing. All the games are still 0-0. 7:45 kickoffs, except Rotherham Bristol City, which kicks off at 8 o'clock, so 10 minutes. And it's just coming up to 5 minutes for Leicester as Preston come forward. That's an easy ball for Faze to cut out. Plays it to Cody. On to Ricardo. Winks. Out to Justin. Mavadidi back to Justin. Cody on the ball now. Good to see him getting some time. Obviously got injured with his bad, I think it was a break in his foot, wasn't it? Pre-season. Faze just slowing it down, Leicester again, which they've tended to do in the last few games. Cody just walking it forward now. Plays it out to Justin. He'll play it back to Cody. Plays it across to Faze. They're quite happy to do this. They're looking for the outlet. They're looking for the break. Faze back to Cody. Cody's got the ball. Played a neat 1-2 there with Winks, but it's that now with Faze on the right of the back three. Plays it across field to Justin, who plays it out to Mavadidi. Now Leicester are breaking. And Ndidi now. Back to Mavadidi. Oh, lovely turn. Can he get the cross in? No. Dewsbury Hall there. Let it go. I don't know whether he got a shout or not, but he let that go. And by letting it go, it went to Preston. And Leicester have got it back in their own half without Faze. So Winks plays it out to Justin. Justin to Mavadidi. The overlap once again from Ndidi. Ndidi chips it over. Comes in. Oh, just couldn't quite get on the end of it, Vardy. But it's out with Fatawu. Back into Ricardo. Ricardo over to Winks. Justin now. To Ndidi. Back to Justin. Looks for Mavadidi. An overlap again by Ndidi, but it comes back. Winks out to Mavadidi on the far side. Cuts it into Ndidi. Gets it across. Nobody there for Leicester, though, unfortunately. And it's cleared. Is it out for a corner? Yeah, I think it's gone for a corner. So first corner of the game goes to Leicester. Leicester, remember, kicking from left to right. The lovely chip over. Wasn't a Leicester player there on the end of it. And Fatawu challenged there, and it's gone out for a corner. So Fatawu to take the corner. Hands on hips. Being told to get on with it by the linesman. He plays it short. Gets it back. Chips it in. Oh, it's a bad chip in there. But it finally does come to a Leicester player. Without Faze on the far side. Tries to turn. It's being closed down. But he gets the ball. Oh, lovely play. Oh, it was unfortunate there. Lovely play. Played the ball through Leicester. And again, didn't quite get an understanding with another Leicester player. But Leicester come forward again. It's 8 minutes gone. Leicester here. It's all Leicester at the moment. Indeed it is, Boris. Indeed it is. Russ, welcome along. You are welcome, sir. Thank you for subscribing. I'm just coming up to 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Now Leicester coming forward. Oh, couldn't quite get it through, indeed. It's blocked by Preston, and they come away on the far side. Now, they break away again, but Faze has it covered, and it's back to Hermansson. He will be closed down, but he plays it out to Justin. Plays it across now to, is that Winks, I believe? Yeah. Winks plays it out to Fatawu on this near side. Chips it in. Up, oh, lovely ball over to Mavadidi, who collects it lovely. Heads it, crosses it in. But it's cleared off the head of a Preston defender. But Leicester have still got it into the box. Indeed, he can't get it across. Is it another corner? Yes, it is. But it's all Leicester at the moment. It's all Leicester. Swansea have gone 1-0 up against Norwich. I mean, the way we are playing at the moment, this is this is our toughest game. And at the moment, I know it's only 8 minutes in, but we are doing really, really well here. The short corner played again as Dewsbury Hall is on the ball. Swaps it with Mavididi, who chips it in. Faze gets onto the end of it. Fatawu, I'm not sure what he was doing there, but it ends up with the International Space Station. Yeah, I think you could be right, Boris. I think I don't know whether I'm imagining it, but I think you could be right. No problem, Nate. So it's a highway in southeast USA. Is that Miami, Russ? Welcome to all our American watchers. Nate is in America as well. So welcome along. Woodman to take the goal kick for Preston. It's the long one from him. None of this playing out from the back. It goes over. Oh, indeed, who's given a free kick away when he went to try and get the ball back. So Preston are allegedly very good with the set piece. Indeed, he didn't probably have to do that. He has got that clumsiness still in him. If you are new, please do subscribe. And if you, whether you've subscribed or not, please smash the likes. It really helps the channel. Gets us seen on people's home pages that haven't subscribed. So please like. Luke is in from Perth. Hello, Luke. How are you? Faze has been. That goal, I think, is given. He wants another goal. It's a free kick here. It's chipped in. All goes all the way over, and it'll be a goal kick to Leicester City. South Carolina now headed home to Savannah, Georgia. Are you driving? You're not taking the midnight train then? Boom, boom. Oh, I know it's an old joke, but I'm an old man. So it's going to be a free kick, a goal kick to Leicester.
The TalkSport Fan Network is the ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts,
including Leicester Till I Die, independent analysis and reaction for the Foxes faithful.
The TalkSport Fan Network.
Unbeatable club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Follow the podcast on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Indeed. So Leicester have it now in the middle. Plays it out to Fatua on this near side. Thinks about chipping it in, but plays it back to Faze. Faze is coming forward. Oh, tries to chip it over to Fatua. Doesn't quite come to him, and it's headed back to the Preston goalkeeper. 12 minutes gone. It's 0-0. Rotherham will be kicking off in a few minutes' time. Leeds have gone 1-0 up at QPR. And Swansea have gone 1-0 up at Norwich. All the other games are 0-0. And say Rotherham will be kicking off in a minute. So it's a long goal kick again from the goalkeeper. Then they're starting up playing it out from the back. But Leicester have it now with Ndidi on the near side. Plays it back to Faze. Plays it over to Cody. Cody brings it forward. Plays it out to Justin. Justin back to Hermansen. He's got the taste for it, Luke. I sent you the link, Luke. I think you said you might be able to come on at the end. I'm not sure. But you've got the link anyway, mate. Whether you can or you can't. Understand if you can't. So, Preston now. Chip the ball forward. But there's no Preston player on the end of it. And it's very, very easy for Cody. Just clears it up and passes it to Hermansen, who brings it out of the box. Forward now to Winks. So at the moment, there's been one attempt each, but Leicester have had 81% possession so far. But of course, we need to, as always with Leicester, we need to take advantage. Not a problem, Luke. I thought you'd said. Oh, lovely 1-2 here, but Leicester lose it. It didn't quite come off. You can see what they were trying to do. but Leicester win it back. We're getting to the second balls a lot, Leicester. Oh, they do have a lot of defenders back. Dewsbury Hall now over on the right now. Infield to Winks. Winks over to Justin. Justin to Mavadidi. Back to Justin. So he's back with Phased. Inside the Preston half still. Over to Cody. Cody plays it all the way over to the side to Mavadidi, who plays it back to James. Justin, back to Cody, who will pass it across field to Faze. I think we're going to get used to this with Leicester. She's fine. We're keeping possession, and we're just waiting for the right opening to appear. That wasn't quite it, though. Tried to chip it into Ndidi, but it didn't come off. They're trying to break away now are Preston, but they get a throw into Leicester, in fact. I thought that was a Preston throw-in. So Faz now coming forward in the centre circle. Mavadidi. Overlap from Ndidi. He's got it now via Dewsbury Hall. Chips the ball in, but it was offside. Rotherham and Bristol City have now kicked off. I think they could be Nate. I mean, they are going for it at the back, but they know what a threat Leicester are. You know, we've got a plus 12 goal difference to their plus 3. You know, Preston have scored. Well, they've scored 13 in fairness, but they have conceded 10. So it's a goal kick. Taken long again by Preston. Headed clear by Leicester, but it's back to a Preston player who then plays it out and it goes out for a throw-in. So Leicester on the near side, halfway inside their own half. They're just saying on the TV, Ian Hume and Yakubu were scorers last time Leicester played Preston. So Leicester come forward. Oh, anyway, so we ended up with Faze. Faze with the ball. Got it off Wings. Wings? Got it off Winks. A lovely long ball from Faze. Beautifully to Fatawa. He gets it under control at the second attempt, but he loses it. He tries to be clever, but he's blocked. And it's gone forward now with Preston taking it out. And it's a throw-in, which Faze will take quickly on the near side, which he does. Goes straight to Winks. Yeah, I think they are one up front, Nate. You're quite right. He's going to be a lonely person tonight. Oh, Mavadidi, lovely ball to get into the box. Dewsbury Hall! Oh, that's going to be a free kick, has it? No, he's giving it as a goal kick. Oh, Mavadidi there swung it. Well, didn't swing, but he took the ball into the box. Beautiful play past a couple of Preston defenders, left them for dead. Played it to Kieran Dewsbury Hall, who just couldn't quite. He ran onto it beautifully, but a Preston defender just got in the way. It was a lovely play there, in fairness, from Mavadidi. I mean, I know we've got some of these people, some of these players on loan, but my God, if we end up signing them, which it looks like we will do with Probably not. We're not sure about Cassidy, but obviously the others we've loaned with deals to sign. This team is going to be exciting. Leicester City are top of the table at the moment on goal difference. We've got the 1 point from this game so far, and it's a throw-in again. Is it to Leicester? Yes, it is on the near side. So Ricardo going to take this. So it's now 83% possession to Leicester. So it's back to Hermansen, who this time plays it out to Winks. Oh, Chip, who just sends the Preston player the wrong way. Gets it out to Justin. Justin now. Back to Cody. Cody says, passes it to Kieran Dewsbury Hall, who was calling for it. Brings it over the halfway line. Plays it out this side to Fatawa. Fatawa's looking to see what he can do. Plays a short ball to Dewsbury Hall and gets it back. Fatawa back to Kieran Dewsbury Hall. Now looks for a long pass all the way over to Mavididi, who's not unfortunately going to get there. It's a good idea, but it's a little bit too hard, and it goes out for a goal kick on the far side. Leicester looking good at the moment. Romeo, thank you very much, sir. How are you? And we're having the American Massive. Romeo, meet Russ from South Carolina and Nate, who's going to kill me because I can't remember where he's from. I want to say Atlanta. I'm not sure if it is. Sorry, Nate. We have got the American Massive in. You are all very, very welcome, and thank you for your kind words, sir. Hermansen, who's virtually in the Preston half. I think Hermansen said, look, come on, get me involved. I'm bored here. But FaZe has got it. Winks has got it now. Over to Justin. Justin forward to Mavididi, who can't control it. It's out for a Preston throw-in. Arizona. You know, thank you, Nate. Come on, I got the A right. Oh, I had 50 to choose from. Not all of them starting with A, obviously, but quite impressed that I got Atlanta. But Arizona, which I believe is near Texas, isn't it? You could be neighbours, county. Well, we call them counties. You call them states. Is Arizona close to Texas? You wouldn't believe it. Oh, Leicester lose it now. And Preston come forward. Oh, but well defended there. Miller, number 23 for Preston, took the ball and ran at the Leicester defence. But Leicester got the defenders back. Now, you wouldn't believe I used to be a travel agent, would you? So a throw in to Preston, number 25 on the far side, halfway into the Leicester half. A long throw, it's headed clear. It's still with Preston at the moment. They get it back into the box. Oh, but it comes off a Preston player's head. Hermansen there. This time he's given us a kick out a long way. So can Mavididi get on the end of this? Yes, he can. Oh, he can't quite get it under control, but he does get a corner. That was good thinking by Hermansen then. That was a lot. He kicked it out all the way forward, down the left-hand side. Mavididi ran onto it, did well to get it under control, but just couldn't quite, get under control. It went under his foot. He did get to it, but unfortunately his second touch let him down, but it is a corner. New Mexico is down, not so far off. Oh, FaZe headed up from the corner. It's head tennis at the moment in the Preston box. Now it's Fatawa. Plays it back now. It's chipped in from Winks. Cody's out of position. He's up front, but it's with James. FaZe comes back now. Now Cody's back into position. Plays out to FaZe here on this near side. Norwich have equalised against Swansea. Swansea 1, Norwich 1. Oh, a bit dangerous now. Is that going to be a corner? No, it's not. It's going to be a goal kick. Fatawa was, I think, asking for it, but he wasn't going to get it, if I'm honest with you. But like I say, good evening and good afternoon, good morning, good day to everybody from America. You're all welcome in here. Route 66, that's a journey and a half, isn't it, Boris? I've done quite a few years ago. I did a bucket list. Not that I was dying or anything, although I did have a heart attack after it. But I did the bucket list. But one of the places I would love to go and see is the Grand Canyon. I've got to be honest with you. Dewsbury Hall now comes away, but just stops and keeps control. James loses it out. James Justin. Paul Hayer. Vardin, he hasn't yet. Oh, now then, on the near side here, Preston. Man over. Oh, it's a poor attempt to get the ball in. Played it back, but Preston still have it. Oh, managed to slip it past the Leicester defence. Oh, my God, Preston there. I think we can just say Leicester got away with one there. Yeah, it was a cross there from it's a cross from Preston. Hermanson went down, didn't get it. Thankfully, there's a Leicester player behind him to clear it. It's chipped in now from Preston, but the Leicester are clearing it. But the moment Preston having a couple of little minutes here of dominance, coming forward again, chipped into the box. Faye's head's clear. I think Vardy's been quite. He just gets involved then a little bit. Vardy. He's making a nuisance of himself, but he's not actually. He's not had the runs yet. But then the ball's not really been played to him. There's a throw into Preston on the far side, halfway into the Leicester half. Yeah, I think if it was me, the Grand Canyon and. Las Vegas, I would love to go and see. I think you can do those two together. I think they're quite close. Well, close in American sense, I guess. So it's on the near side here for Preston. Brings it inside. Plays a pass. Little triangle there. Keep control of it though, Preston. It's just inside their own half. Preston at the moment, they've kind of weathered the storm. And they're just keeping hold of the ball at the moment. It's now on the far side and it's brought forward into the Leicester half. Oh. Leicester get the ball though, and we managed to keep hold of it. It's with Faze in the back. As Luke knows, I'm off to Australia in about 12 months' time. Next week, there's no match next week, so we've got a few days off, and I'm not doing the radio show, so I'm going to be looking at flights to Australia. I'm going to go and see Luke in Perth, hopefully, and then go on to the Gold Coast, just south of Brisbane. I've already done Cairns and done the Great Barrier Reef, which was absolutely amazing. Totally amazed balls, as they say. But I want to go and see some whales, not the country. I went to Norway to see some whales, but all the whales had buggered off to to the mating grounds. I'm sure they felt that their bit of mating was more enjoyable for them than performing for me. What's at Sedana, mate? I haven't heard of that. Should I have done? Right, Leicester. So Leicester coming forward on the far side. Oh, miscommunication there. It will go out for a goal kick to Preston, the team in red. So all the games are 0-0 except where Leeds are beating QPR with 28 minutes gone, and Swansea and Norwich is 1 apiece. Rotherham's only 9 minutes into the game. They kicked off at 8 o'clock. About 15 minutes into the game. But as it stands, Leicester are top purely on goal difference. We're getting the point from this game as it stands. Leeds winning has moved them up to 7th. Norwich are up to 5th with their point at the moment. But they need to... they're still, 7 goals difference. Worse off than Sunderland. They've got the same number of points. Leicester now, coming up to the half hour. The ball's tried to be played through to Mavididi, but Preston's intercept and come forward on the far side. Oh, lovely 1-2. Oh, Faye's got his foot in there. Good defending now. Fatwa. Dewsbury Hall, but Preston getting the numbers back very, very quickly. Preston are back in numbers now. Yeah, I can't argue with that, Boris. Cannot argue with that at all. I don't know if you were on the show the other night, Boris. I think you were, because you said give him a contract till he's 40. But I would certainly give him an extension to his contract for next season if we do get promoted. I think if we don't go up, I think he may well call it a day. But if we do get promoted, let's give him another season in the Premier League. And Vestergaard. I think we should be signing Vestergaard as well. So 30 minutes gone, 31 minutes gone here, 0-0. Leicester have only had 2 shots for all our possession, which is 82%. The chip comes in from Mavididi, but it doesn't get past the Preston defender, and it's out for a throw-in. Preston have had 1 shot, but they've only had 18% possession. Okay, Nate. Thanks, mate. Don't know if I will get out there or not, but you never know. You never know. So cross comes in. Oh, Vardy couldn't quite get to it. Indeed he does, but it's away by Preston. Preston, I think they are defending in numbers. They are defending in numbers. Fays have got the ball now, though. Inside the Preston half. Ricardo, Fays. Back to Cody in the centre circle. Out to Justin. Justin maybe needs to start coming forward a little bit more. I think that's what the commentators are saying. He had the chance to do a run before, but he didn't really take it. Fays now. Yeah, 82% possession, but we've only got 2 shots. Oh, take care, Fee. Take care. Oh, the Preston defender there. He was risking it, playing it in the box, but he managed to get it out. But it's gone to a Leicester player, and it's now out with Fatwa on this near side. You look after yourself, Fee. You take care. A long cross over to the far side to Mavididi, who'll get hold of the ball and keep it in. Can he get a decent cross in now? He's looking for support. He gets it from Justin. But Justin plays it all the way across to Faze, and it's back out into the middle of the park. Now Faze comes forward. Oh, it was a long shot. And it goes all the way. And Vardy didn't quite, wasn't able to get onto the end of it. I don't know what I think. No, I mean that was nearer the goal, but the corner flag, I think. Are you in long term, Fee? I hope you're going to be okay. There's a goal kick to Preston here. Oops. Well, we only need the one chance, of course. So at the moment, I think Leicester are just waiting for the. Oh, that was a bad ball from Fatawu. Ricardo did well to get it back. That could have been dangerous there, but it's now up into the Preston half. But Preston have got it. Vardy's harassing the defenders, shall we say? But it's on the halfway line exactly. Preston. Oh, Winks tried to slide in and missed it. Played over to Preston on the far side. Red shirts coming forward now, taking it into the box. Oh, that's going to be a corner. No, it's going to be a goal kick. Oh, wow. I'm surprised. Number 44 for Preston's more surprised than I am. 6 weeks. I hope you're going to be okay, Fee. I hope you are going to be okay. Hope we're providing some form of light relief and entertainment for you. Sorry you're so near to the Spurs ground. So 77% possession now. So 23 to Preston. They're coming back into it a little bit, but at the moment there's not so many shots. You know, say that Leicester over the last couple of games have been having sort of 17 and 15 sort of shots. We're at 3 at the moment, but Preston surely can't keep this up for 90 minutes, and that's the thing. Will they, will they get tired and turn off for 1 minute? Leicester have got some good players on the subs bench. Enzo there coming out to have a word with his team. Now it goes across to Hermansen, who's outside his box. Plays it across to Faze now. Faze in his own half. Brings it into the Preston half now. Chips it over. Looks at that long cross over to Mavididi, but it's intercepted this time. He's tried that 1 or 2 times, and I think the Preston players are getting used to what he's going to do. What's Faze going to do? Because he's got the ball now. This time plays it a shorter ball into Ndidi. I can't keep up with it. And it's this time it's played out now to Mavididi. Oh, it's tripped, but he carries on. Oh, no penalty. He goes down. The crowd were shouting, I think, more than anybody for the penalty. Not sure what's going on. Something happened, I think, possibly. The referee had not given the penalty, looked away, but the defender has gone down. Is it a penalty? I've seen it's a foul. So, and Matt Elliott says it's a foul. So if it's a foul in the penalty box, then it is a penalty. It's a foul in the penalty box. It's a penalty. Simple as. Not sure what happened after that. Oh, there was contact there. I think Leicester got away with it. The Preston manager's not happy. Jack, hello. How devil are you, sir? Welcome along. Love the top. Thank you very much. I call it my Steve Walsh top. It's funny because you always associate certain players with certain tops, don't you? And this is my Steve Walsh top. You're always welcome, not only for the watch-along fees, you're also welcome for any of our other shows as well. You know that. So we're back up and going again. Preston have got the ball, coming forward, playing it through the Leicester players. Oh, gets it across. Oh, fast comes across and it gets a corner. And he needed to there, fast. He needed to get that. He needed to get the tackle in, which he did. Yeah, just stood there. It came off him, but he did enough. Ian, welcome along, sir. How are you? Welcome along. Guys, if you're new, obviously, if you're chatting, you've got to subscribe. I hope you'll stay subscribed. And please, everybody, give the video a like, whether you're subscribed or not, because I can't keep saying it, but it so helps the channel. Because if you're not subscribed to the channel, when you go onto your YouTube account, it brings up lots of recommendations. And the more likes that a video gets, that video will get put onto people's homepage. And from the homepage, hopefully they'll support the channel by subscribing. Indeed, Boris, indeed. So, Leicester. Now, we've got about 6 minutes in this first half, plus any stoppage time to come. Oh, gave the ball away there, did Leicester. Preston have got it, but it's in their own half, just outside the box. Where's this ball going to go? It's going to go long. It's going to go long, but it's going to go out. Is it? No, it's not going to go out, and it's ended up with the Preston player now up against FaZe. There's nobody up to help him. Finally, there is. Justin tried to head it up, but it went up and stayed in. Now Mavadidi's got the ball and can slowly bring it out. We know that we're going to have games like this. Well, thank you, Jack. Yes. FaZe has got the ball. We know we're going to have games where teams are going to come, especially at home. Oh, bad ball there, Bum Winks. Gave it away. We know that the teams are going to come to the King Power, and they are going to defend. They're going to defend in numbers. Mavadidi now, though, is free and on the far side. Leicester, again, red shirts coming to the back. Vardy's got it, though. Vardy pulls it across, but nobody is there for him, and it goes to the goalkeeper, and he can pick it up in the corner of his box. If only it wasn't a particularly good cross back into the box, but it was asking for a Leicester player to be on the end of it, and unfortunately, no Leicester player had kept up. Claridge, of course, yeah. Yes. Not many goals out there tonight. Still only the 3-1 at Leeds, who are beating QPR 1-0, and Preston and Norwich are still 1-1. But yeah, we're going to get teams, like I say, that are going to come to the King Power and defend, try and frustrate us, hit us on the break. We've seen that with so many games this season. It worked for Hull. It hasn't worked for anybody else yet. But it's just what Preston are doing, and we are going to have to get used to it. Oh, here we go now. Oh, Preston nearly there. Very nearly taking the lead. 3 minutes before half-time. It was a lovely through ball from Preston, to be honest with you. The player ran through, well, he had 3 defenders on him. He ran between two, between FaZe and Cody. He took it on his right foot and just put it to the wrong side of the upright. But it literally, that was very, very close. So that's what Leicester are going to be careful of. All right, having sort of 75% of possession, but we've only had 3 shots to their 2. Leicester have got away with one there. Oh, Winks. Oh, Vardy took that ball well. Oh, brought it back in. Did it go out? Yes, it did. It's a goal kick. Vardy said it didn't go out. The lovely ball over the top for Vardy, and he went for it. Yeah, Winks had the right idea. He did take the ball down, but just waiting. It was a couple of touches, and the second and third weren't as good as the first. 43 minutes gone. We've just got to watch it, Boris. We've just got to watch it. Preston, they can't. All right, will Preston take a point? I think Preston would take a point, to be honest with you. And Manson almost playing as a defender there, which is what obviously Enzo wants. 44 minutes. We'll find out how much injury time there is in a minute. Sunderland have taken the lead. They are 1-0 up Watford just before half-time. Faith out to Fatawa. Fatawa coming forward. Oh, can't get the ball through. And doesn't get the throw in either. Throwing goes to Preston. So Cunningham going to take it about halfway into the Preston half on the near side. There's only 1 minute of injury time. Just 1 minute. And it's Acosta. He's going to go out for a goal corner. Yeah, Preston are finishing slightly stronger here. Yeah, if he plays like he did the other day, he deserves to come on. But look, you've got to say, haven't you? There's so many Leicester players on the bench that are having good times that aren't getting into the team. But look, we play on Saturday again. We know we've got this. But we do know that what Enzo is doing is swapping players around. Corner kick. Oh, a punch that... Oh! No. Don't know what... I think he's blown for half-time. I don't know what's going on here. Has he blown for half-time? Yeah, the referee is waving players off. So it's half-time, and it's Leicester City 0, Preston North End 0. I think we've got to say, I think you'd call that a frustrating half. No other way of describing it. Look, we're going to be back. I'm just going to go and water the plants. But we will be back with Brad in a few minutes' time. Do not go away. We will be back.
This is the Leicester Till I Die Watchalong Show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
I will love it.
Hello, Matt Elliott here.
Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
for all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels
for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
Leicester Till I Die podcasts on the Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Anchor, and all podcast platforms.
Something is coming. Something big to this podcast. The TalkSport Fan Network is the ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts,
including Leicester Till I Die, independent analysis and reaction for the Foxes faithful.
The TalkSport Fan Network.
Unbeatable club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Follow the podcast on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Well, I'm on for a point, Brad.
Well, yeah, not the most glamorous point you'll get all season. Same for Leicester, but yeah, at least not losing.
No, we're not. Just to run through the half times: Coventry 0, Blackburn 0, Leeds 1, QPR 0. Obviously, Leicester 0, Preston 0, Sunderland 1, Watford 0, Swansea 1, Norwich 1, and just past the half-hour mark, Rotherham 0, Bristol City 0. I mean, 3 shots all game, exactly the same as Preston. We have dominated. I mean, at 15 minutes, we had 81% possession. But we're going to have, we've said this before, haven't we? Teams, they look at Leicester, they know the threat that we pose. They're looking at this and saying, we're going to come for the point.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of Bristol City, and it's very reminiscent of Hull. Probably Leicester's 2 most frustrating oppositions. I know we beat Bristol City, but they were both frustrating us. I said it at the half-time against Bristol City, and I'll say it again for this game. Preston have come for the nil. Yeah. Preston have come for shut up shop, and we'll worry about it when Leicester Leicester do get in front.
Yeah, I've got to say, Ant, I'm impressed. He said first half is just the foreplay. 45 minutes worth of foreplay. Your girlfriend must be the happiest woman in Leicester.
Or the most bored, depending on how good he is.
Well, this is very true. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean?
Well, he could be putting in a Blackburn performance or a Preston performance. We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, and I said exactly the same. To me, this reminded me of the whole game. I hope the result's obviously going to be different, but I look at this and I'm thinking we've got to be patient. We're not quite holding it up like when Vestergaard was the other day, where he was virtually walking the ball around the pitch. But we're playing again that sort of style. I don't think it was a penalty towards the end of the half, to be honest with you. But we've got to just be patient, haven't we? And if we get 1-0, like we've always said, it's still only 3 points.
Yeah, of course it is. And at the end of the day, that's all it'll ever be, as long as Leicester can find a way to keep winning. They've done so far all season, pretty much, barring obviously the Hull game. 8 times Leicester have managed to find a way. And look, this will be one that you'll enjoy me saying here. If you look at the statistics side of football and go to times of Leicester's goal scoring, you'll find that the majority of their goals have been scored in the second half. It's not the worst thing to have a bit of a slow build-up because, teams that we put to the sword have been caught out when they've gone all guns blazing at us. It's worked in our favour, and we found a way to break down Southern teams before, and I'm sure we'll do it again tonight.
Yeah. Free, not a problem at all. Thank you very, very much. I just appreciate any time that you give us at all. There are many, many other Leicester channels available, and there's no reason why people shouldn't be watching those. So no, thank you so very much. And they're talking about the Leicester fan channels. Ant's Leicester fan channel, he's sticking with 3-1 to City. Leicester for Life, who I'm just checking here, I've actually written down as 5-0 at the start of the game. Leicester is then said 1-1. and he's now gone maybe 1-0 to Leicester. So come down a bit from the 5-0, have we, Leicester for life, you know. Ronald says 2.5 games now we haven't scored a goal from open play. And to be honest, we don't look like scoring again. Like I say, though, Ronald, we have to accept that that's how teams are going to do it. Brad, let me ask you a question. Let's say we were in the Premier League now and we were playing Manchester City at Main Road tonight. Would we go to Main Road and play attacking?
No, we'd play exactly like we've played every game of the season. We'd be slow, we'd be patient, we'd move the ball forward with purpose. We would not blink. That's what these oppositions are going to try and make Leicester do all season is crack and change their ways. They're going to hope that happens enough to get something from Leicester, or like it happened with Hall, they just don't have the shooting boots on. If that doesn't happen, you might get something from Leicester. But they'd play like this way against anybody. You saw it against Liverpool. We didn't exactly change.
We would, if this was a league game, or as I say, cups would be different. But if this was a league game, we wouldn't be going at Man City because we.
Oh, you're frozen.
Know that they would just hit us on the break every I should be coming back
okay,
now. Hello.
Yeah, it's sped up and caught, so I've heard what you were saying. Don't worry. No, you're right.
Yeah, we have played against Man City like that, haven't we?
Yeah, and we won the game. You know, it's just part and parcel of football. You know, the majority of the time Leicester have done this and it's worked out for us. Only once has it not, and that was poor finishing and other things that played a part in it. It was nothing tactical that lost us that game. But yeah, this is case you've got to remember we're the biggest target on our back in this division because people expect Leicester to get out of the division at the first attempt. Because a lot of teams mentally lose the battle by admitting that our squad's better. I think there's a lot to the mental side of football. You know, it's easy to think, oh, well, Leicester will cruise every game. But with that expectation comes pressure. And, you know, away from home, you know, the commentator said of my game, it's probably a bit easier these days to go away than it is at home because the crowd, if the crowd's not as big, is it? Obviously, you've not got 30,000 there in an away game than a Leicester fans. You've got a joyous crowd, bouncy crowd. The atmosphere's magic away from home, and at home, the expectation rises, doesn't it, to win these games? And teams play up to that.
They do.
You know,
they do.
You set it different for each game, don't you? Home and away.
Yeah. I mean, Stuart said there, I think if we score one, then more will come. Fee is back. Welcome back, Fee. Apparently, they're not doing one. So if you want to go over there, stick with us because we are doing the watch along, and everybody is welcome. Fee, hope you don't have to put up with a view of the Tottenham Stadium from your hospital window for much longer. It can't be helping in your recovery at all. We seem to have problems scoring at home, especially in the first half. I just, like you said, we've got this huge target on our back. PSG of the Championship, Man City of the Championship, whatever you want to call us. Teams are going to come, and if teams get a point away from home at the King Power, they are going to be absolutely overjoyed. And we have to accept that, and we have to wait. And like I said, for those of you that are as old as me, you may remember Liverpool, and I've said this to you so many times, haven't I, Brad? Liverpool pre-Fergie.
I'm just going to get a book out.
Yeah, when Liverpool were, sorry, I don't mean to bore you, but when Liverpool were the best team, they used to be like this because everybody was trying to get a point, and they would take the time and wear teams down. We need Preston. They've only got to make one mistake. The pressure's on Preston.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, it is. Sorry, I thought you were still talking about Liverpool. Sorry, my book's down. My book's down. But yeah, it is. The pressure's on Preston. They've got to find a way to break.
Anyway, we'll say goodbye to Brad. All right,
I'll remember this the next time you ask me to break down injury reports, and you and Dave get your book out and read. I shall remember this. I'll see how it is. My talent's wasted here. I tell you, wasted. So I haven't got any
talent.
Yeah, I was just thinking, hold on, that's a big word for me, and I didn't use it properly.
No.
But this is a game where who does it benefit a point more, really? Right now, in terms of trying to cement or catch up to the top two, this is what one of the what these teams are trying to do. Leicester trying to extend and Preston trying to close that gap down. The point only really benefits Leicester. There's two results for me that benefit Leicester: a draw would benefit us, and obviously a win would really benefit us because it keeps the gap as it is. It's the same for if Leicester were to find a winner tonight and Ipswich were to beat Leicester. You could say, okay, Ipswich stay with us, but our gap between us and Preston gets bigger. So again, for the next, just need to keep it steady, don't break. And I think I agree with whoever it was who said in the comments, he said if Leicester can get one, they'll get 2 or 3.
Yes,
it does look to be that way. I've
just
seen the players line up for a kickoff.
The players are back on the pitch. Ipswich did beat Hull 3-0 last night, but look, we're going to have we've won 2 games 4-1. Let's not a draw would not be the end of the world, or even a 1-0 win.
No, it wouldn't. And in our we've, like I said, after tonight, in terms of league position and notable strength of opposition, we've come in through a very, very tough period where, let's be honest,
kicked off, Brad. So
yeah, I was seeing it myself
at the end, mate. And fingers crossed, we're talking about 3 points.
Let's hope so.
Cheers, buddy.
See ya.
See ya. So here we go. Second half kicking off. Leicester are now kicking towards the Kop in their all blue kit. Preston now kicking from left to right in their all red kit. Oh, nearly a start there for a good start for NDD. Sort me bra out here, ladies and gentlemen. It was a cross from Faze, a header there from Ndidi, but it went probably further wide than we actually thought it was. So yeah, we do have to accept these results. There's not a lot we can do about them, really. Like I say, because it's what teams are trying to do to us. So it's back with Hermansen now. We've got to be careful because a couple of times we've nearly been caught. Well, we have been caught out just straight from the kickoff, haven't we? Results are still as the same. Rotherham, Bristol City coming up to half-time. That's 0-0. Preston are coming forward. And it's out to the left side for Preston. Has a shot from out. I think he's going to go out for. He's gone out for a corner. First corner of the second half goes to Preston. Brady there, number 11 for Preston, was left unmarked on the far side. Dewsbury Hall came back. Faze had it covered. It goes off Faze and out for a corner. The first corner of the second half. We do have to be careful. So 4 shots each. It is going out for the Preston throw-in right in the corner, not far from the corner flag, in front of the away fans. We're going to see a long throw here from the Preston player. Oh, no, he doesn't. Plays it inside. It's in the middle of the field. It's chipped up here. They haven't got it away yet, Leicester. Oh. I think Justin just absolutely booted it wide, and it's come out, and it's a throw into Preston. Ooh. Vardy not doing a very good touch there at all. At all. 'Cause, like I say, 'cause it's what teams are trying to do to us. So 4 shots each. 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 4 sho So here we go. Preston now coming out strong. Teams do seem to come out strong against us at the start of the second half. Oh, is that a free kick? Yes, it is. Winks isn't convinced. He's got to be careful. If he gets booked here, he gets a ban. So he's got to watch and be careful. So it's a free kick now. Quite a way out for Preston. So Ben Whiteman's going to take the free kick here on the near side, right-footed. It's going to go into the box. High into the box. No, it's low into the box, and it's cleared by Leicester out to the centre circle. But Preston come back. Leicester just got to soak up this pressure at the moment. Dewsbury Hall, he broke, but he's not controlled that ball well at all. But Leicester, indeedy. That was a good break from Dewsbury Hall. It was a very good break, but his second touch again was a little bit too hard. It was a little bit in front of him. Then indeed he got the ball. He couldn't pass it to Vardy because he thought Vardy was offside. But we did get a throw in now. Justin, it's all the way back into to Cody, and it's with FaZe now. He does, Boris. You're right. Julian is on Monday night, mate. Monday night, We're going to be talking about the playoff final. It's a new set of shows we're doing, rather than just. Well, I've already had one-to-one with Julian. So rather than just do another one-to-one, we did one recently with Dean Hammond, if you remember, where we went through the 5-3 Man United win. So we're going to go through the 2-1 playoff final win against Palace. It's on Monday night at 7. Paul, if you subscribe to the channel, I don't know whether you have or not, mate, but if you do subscribe to the channel, it is already up there, so it should come up as a notification. But it's going to be Monday night at 7 o'clock, and it was a great game, obviously. Led to a few years of very interesting success. Fata were nearly there, managed to bring the ball. Well, he got the ball to the byline, pulled it back, but nobody was there to take it. Ndidi is out to Mavadidi. No. Not a good ball. He tried to play it down for Ndidi to run onto, but it was too hard. And it's gone back out for a goal kick to Preston. Boris, thank you very much, Boris. Yeah, I do look. I mean, like I say, and we've just done an interview with Muzzy Is It. So if you've not seen that, that's also on the channel. It's great doing the one-to-ones. It's also great to look back at these actual matches, especially when the players have actually played in the matches. Dean Hammond obviously had played in that 5-3 win over Manchester United. And Julian Watts, as you may or may not remember, was the guy who set up the ball. He headed the ball back in a cross for Claridge to shin it. No doubt he will remind us about that on Monday night. I do miss Julian. He is a great friend of the channel. But we do tend to try and do these things when there's no match on. So Leicester have it on the near side with Justin. Justin across to Cody. Cody will play it out to FaZe on the far side. FaZe brings it into the half, into the Preston half, brings it forward. He hasn't got many options on here. Cuts back. Plays it into Ndidi. Ndidi to Winks, to Ndidi. Back to Cody. To Justin, sorry. Justin out to Mavadidi. Back to Justin again. Justin brings the ball forward. Back to Mavadidi. Oh, lovely ball across into the midfield to Ricardo. Passes it to Dewsbury Hall, who takes a shot. Oh, it was a long shot. And it was... don't think it was... we're going to trouble the goalkeeper. Let's have a look at a different angle. He turned on the ball, took it back. No, was never going to trouble the goalkeeper, that one. Yeah, the goalkeeper's taking a lot of time for Preston winning these goal kicks, and they're just saying then on the commentary, Enzo is not a happy chappy about it. So it's a throw-in to Leicester on the near side, kicking towards the Kop. Justin with the bandage on his hand. It's not blue this time, though. Ricardo plays it out to Faze on the far side, and another one of these long runs that he plays. It takes the ball into the Preston half, just calms it down, stands on it, plays it out to Fatwa. Fatwa inside to Ricardo. Navadidi heads it back now on the near side to Justin. Justin plays it forward. Winks. Oh. The throw into Preston somehow. I don't know. Have you had a bit of the old a few of the old drugs there, Fee? I don't know what you're saying. Not sure what you're saying. It's a throw into Leicester. Halfway inside their own half. Oh, he was going to throw it back then, Cody, but it was cut out by the Preston player. So Justin takes the throw in instead. And now it does end up with Faze on the far side. Brings it again, one of his long runs into the Preston half. Chips the ball across. Looking for Fatwa. Will it get to him? No, it goes out and it's a goal kick. So 56 minutes gone. We might start to see some changes. We've seen some of the substitutes warming up. Enzo doesn't look too happy at the moment. And he runs all the way across to the far side of the goal, Woodman. He's definitely wasting time here, Woodman. Oh, a shot from Holmes there for Preston, and Hammerson was called into action down to his right to make sure that the ball went out for a corner. But Holmes, number 25, he was on target, and it went down to his right, Hermanson, and it was a right-handed, one-handed save. Yes, he had to make that save. That would have been going in. Oh, Fast can't quite get it away. It's all head tennis in the Leicester box from the corner. Finally, it's up and out for a Preston throw-in just inside our own half. Thanks, Chris, mate. My old school pal in Sheffield. Look forward to it. I was at Wembley that day and hugged Stuart to death nearly. I bet you did. I bet you did. Oh, no. Well won by Ndidi. Oh, Vardy on, and he couldn't control it. It was a lovely ball over to Vardy. Vardy managed to, again, it was his first touch. Let him down. Fatawu, I think it was, over the top. Yeah, he just couldn't quite get it under control, Vardy. It's a lovely, lovely bit of play there from Leicester, though. Steve is in. Hi, Steve. How you doing? So it's with Justin. Back to Cody. Cody back to Hermanson. So there's three. We could be seeing Eunice, Kelechi, Nacho, and Cassidy all coming on. So Justin's got the ball. Dewsbury! Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Dewsbury Hall! We only need the one chance. Tooney, just be careful, mate, that you don't go too early, because if you read what's going across the bottom, you get kicked out. I'll just go on to Twitch and ban you if you go before I do it. What a goal. What a goal. Bad defending from Preston. They let in Dewsbury Hall. It was Justin. Played the ball through to Ndidi. Vardy couldn't get to it. It came off the Preston defender. Ran into the box for the ball. And Dewsbury Hall ran onto the end of it. On his left foot. Cut it across. And it is 1-0. So, Tooney, do be very, very careful with your timing, mate. Like I say, anything before I say it, you're kicked out. I don't care who you are. And I say, if you're on Twitch, I go over to Twitch and I ban you on there. So, Leicester 1, Preston North End 0. As Matt Elliott has just said, you would now fancy Leicester to go on and win it. But the substitutions are going to be made now. So Vardy is off. And Mavididi is off for Akgun. Or Eunice, let's say. Dewsbury Hall! Oh! Plays it across. Leicester now with the substitutions. Just waiting for the... I missed the third substitution. Yeah, I think Vardy, I mean, he's playing what he can play. No, it's actually just the two subs. I thought it was three subs they were talking about. So it's just the two. Vardy off for Nacho and Mavididi off for Eunice on 62 minutes. But it was a good goal. Not to worry, Fee. Not to worry. Oh, free kick to Leicester now on the far side. Leicester now, they're taking control. Yeah, don't worry about it, Fee. I appreciate everything that you do anyway with the payments. So, half an hour, just 25 minutes plus. I think there will be stoppage time added on. Faye's now coming forward. Preston about to make a change. Nate, thank you, sir. You're a gentleman. Fast now. On the far side, just inside the Preston half, back into the centre circle, and Justin. Play 1-2 with Winks, gets it back. Across the phase on the far side. Thank you, Nate. Like I say, do not worry now. Indeed, he gets the cross. Oh, it was a cross, but I think it ended up on the top of the Preston net. And do not worry, Fee. Nate, though, you're a gentleman. Thank you for that. Dewsbury Hall now coming off. I think. So Fulham. Preston are making a change. They're all red strip with blue trim. I think KDH is staying on. Keane is on for Preston. No, KDH is not coming off. So it's on the far side, but it's a Leicester throw. Just in front of the Leicester substitutes there. The armband has gone, by the way, to the armband went to Ricardo. The score, Anthony, you all right, mate? The score is on the screen there. Not a good night for you last night, mate. Sorry to see that. Leicester now coming away. It's back with Justin, who plays it all the way back to Cody. Just see Hermanson halfway here, out of side of his box there. Faze gets it back. Across to Cody. My 4-1 is just not looking very good. Oh, cheers, buddy. So at the moment, we are on top, and this makes us 7 points clear of third place, which is Preston, in fact, on 20. So we were on top with the draw anyway, but obviously the win has taken us. Leicester. Dewsbury Hall's in again. No good defending there. Will it go out? It's gone out for a corner. Dewsbury Hall causing all kinds of mayhem at the moment in the box. I think I read somewhere, I don't know whether it was Molina, Anthony, that Saka was kind of being run into the ground a little bit. Nate and Fee are sorting it out there between them. So, Dewsbury Hall now on corner duties, left-footed in on this near side at the Kop end. A second goal would just make it a lot easier, but it's out. It's going to be headed. Well, it was a good header out from the defender, and it's out for a throw-in. Now, I think Justin's going to run up and take it, is he? Yes, he is. Sunderland have gone 2-0 up at Norwich now. Nacho and Justin, they're not on the same wavelength. It goes out for Preston. So exactly where Leicester just had their throw. So currently scores are Coventry 0, Blackburn 0, Leeds 1, QPR 0, Leicester 1, Preston North End 0, Sunderland 2, Watford 0, Swansea 1, Norwich 1, and Rotherham have just kicked off into the second half, 5 minutes into their second half. Rotherham 0, Bristol City 0. That was the 8 o'clock kickoff, though. Oh, biggie at the weekend. Oh, Leicester now. Oh, that was unlucky. It would have been a lovely break, but it was well intercepted by Preston, who come away now. Oh, Cody there got in the way, but it's still with Preston on the near side. Just in there, just gets in the way. And then it's a free kick to Leicester. It was a good stop by Justin, not showing you what to do. It was a free kick. Was that a free kick for Leicester? Matt Elliott thinks not. I'd probably have to say, Matt, I agree with you. Kind of they bumped into each other, but we'll take it. Oh, Faze now. Luckily, he got that away. Indeed, bringing it away. Iheanacho. Indeed, he gets the ball back. Eunice now is playing on the right wing. 1-2 with Ricardo. Eunice slows it down, plays it into Indeed. He gets it back. Now it's back to Faze. Just inside the Preston half. Chips it over to Justin. Nonchalantly done there, Faze. Just puts his foot under the ball and passes it over. Well, while we're in this division, Nate, we will have plenty of midweek games. But I think once we get into November, I'm not sure if... Well, next week, obviously, there's no games because it's the international break. But I think that November, I think it's only a bit of a break until the new year for midweek games. Anyway, Winks across to Faze, inside to Ricardo. I don't know why they keep putting him back on the plans for the lineup, because he never plays in the back. Leicester playing just short passes, and that's a free kick now to Leicester, I think, on the far side. Yes, it is. Or is it a throw-in? I think you know it's a free kick. It'll be a free kick taken quickly by Leicester. Short 1-2. Winks, a lovely ball through to Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall turns on it. Passes it out to Mavididi on this side. Mavididi nearly loses it, but he gets it back to Justin. Plays it a 1-2 with Winks. Now it's all the way back to Cody, who's doing the Vestergaard role today. I'm doing it all right, if I'm honest with you. I don't know if his distribution is as good as Vestergaard's, and that's something I never thought I'd be saying. Oh, indeed, it's a poor ball through. Now, Preston coming forward. But they lose it. Oh, and they give it away again. Now and then they give it away to us. Iheanacho. Back to Dewsbury Hall. Back to Iheanacho now on the left-hand side. Brings it down. Heads towards goal. Inside to Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall to Eunice. Back to Dewsbury Hall. Thinks about the shot. So does Ricardo. Back to Dewsbury Hall. Oh. Tries to get it through to Mavididi, but it's cut out. And Preston have it. Then Preston give it away. in the middle of the field. Preston need to do something here. I mean, they've had 6 shots, the same as us. Both of us have only had 1 on target. But they're not in the game possession-wise at all. All right, possession doesn't count for anything. But Matt Elliott's just saying there, and I've got to agree with him, Preston have been quite disappointing tonight. So be careful how I say that, haven't I? I think I said, didn't I, Sunderland 2-0 up at Watford? We're into the 75th minute. Oh, Kelechi there, bad ball. It's kicked out, but Faze gets his head to it. Then there's, Leicester. They luckily got away with that one. Mavididi to Winks, to Ricardo. Out to the near side with Mavididi. Preston getting more substitutes ready. Ricardo out to Faze, who's had a good game. Dewsbury, hold now. Lines 1 up. I did it, yes! Inacho! 2-0! 2-0! That's what you wanted. Oh, it gives me a chance to play it. I didn't think I'd be playing it tonight. Here we go. If you're watching, Nate, that was for you, Brad. Oh, I mean, there could have been 2 or 3 shots in there. It was KDH to Ricardo to Nacho, and it's 2-0. (2-0), 76 minutes gone. Well, I mean, it was a brilliant, absolutely brilliant move. You asked for it, Jeff. They got it. In a few seasons, we'll be getting more midweek games back in Europe. Hey, hope so, Nate. Hope so. Wow. 2-0. I may have celebrated quite a bit there. Goal difference of plus 14 now. Our goal difference is 4 better than Ipswich, who are on plus 10. We are 2 better than Sunderland, who are on plus 2. Oh, sorry, plus 12, sorry. And after that, it's the goal differences are like 6 and what have you. Yep. Ronald, yep, brilliant goal. That's better, certainly was. We can breathe a little bit now. We've got to tie it indeedy down, have we not? Indeed, he's just involved with anything. Don't worry, Fee, don't worry. I appreciate it all. Justin is coming off now. And Chowdhury is coming on. Chowdhury looks like he's going to left back, so it looks like he's filling in there for Justin. 78 minutes gone. It is 2-0. Ray, I don't know. Yeah, Hayden, I think I saw it at 2. I'm not really bothered about Newcastle. Inacho to Winks. Leicester have it in their own half with Faze. Winks now. Back to Faze. I know they were winning, which is a good sign for them. Somebody got some bets on Newcastle. That was a good result for them. Good result for them. So it's 2-0. 2-0. Coming up to 80 minutes gone. Just updating here. We've got Coventry 0, Blackburn 0, Leeds 1, QPR 0, Leicester City 2, Preston North End 0, Sunderland 2, Watford 0, Swansea 1, Norwich 1, Rotherham 0, Bristol City 0. So it's with Emanson. Got to Cody now. Apparently, it just said on the commentary, this is the biggest home win for Leicester this season. 2-goal difference. Welcome, Ronald. So it's with Faze now on the far side. Leicester just got to be... Oh! No. It's in the net. It's in the net, but the whistle had already gone. Faze was caught on the ball. To be fairness, he has got to be careful. I don't think he does, Nate. I don't think he does. Well, whether was it a free kick? It was an easy one. It was an easy one. Hermanson got a hand to it, but it didn't matter anyway. And this could be a card here, could it? Yes. Going to be a card for Preston. Yeah, I think we got away with one there. And then there's another foul now that I said he's just been a red yellow card for. Never too boring winning. Remember last season, Boris? Exactly, Ronald. Exactly. We'll take anything. I don't think we'd have got that in the Premier League. Russ, we are. But then again, the team we've got now was not the team we had in the Premier League. The manager we have now was not the manager we had in the Premier League. So, you know, you can't really compare the two teams, can we? And had we stayed up, who would we have got? Would we have got this guy as manager? Would we have got these players in? Who knows? Sometimes, like when we went down, I've said this so many times, time for Brad to get his book out. How many times have I said that when we went down to League One, that was the reset we needed? And yet another change. I think this was the 5th and final change now for Preston. Yep, just been confirmed. "83 minutes on the clock. It's 2-0. Oh, turned by Dewsbury Hall. He's got the space here. Forward to Nacho. Nacho plays it across the phase, keeps it in on the far side. Out to Eunice. Ricardo back to phase. We're down into the last 5 minutes. There will be stoppage time, I'm guessing. Last change coming up for Leicester, I think. Leicester having a bit of defending to do. Chowdhury's on the ball. Card for Stewart. Maybe we should have got the been allowed to continue, but the referee blew his whistle. So Cassidy's coming on just for the last few minutes. Indeed, he's coming off. And Albrighton's coming on for Fatowu. So Cassidy is on, and Albrighton is on, yeah, and Cassidy is on. Not bad substitutions, not bad players to bring on, really. Oh, Iheanacho, was a lovely ball through there, but he wasn't able to control it. A good attempt, unfortunately, like I say. We're on 88 minutes. We're getting ready to see how much time. There's a corner just in front of the away fans for Preston. Iheanacho back defending there. Chowdhury's harassing. But it's a throw to Preston on the far side. What did you go for, Fee? Oh, 3-0. No wonder you're getting excited. Yeah, it is fun. Eunice now, he's playing on the left. Oh, Nacho there. A lovely 1-2 with himself on the far side. Nacho! Oh! Gilio! Yes! 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 3-0! Get in! 88 minutes gone. 3-0 to Leicester City. Dewsbury Hall. Kelechi and Nacho, a lovely lad, plays 1-2 with himself. A left-footed cross ball over to Albrighton. Albrighton chips it in. Oh, Nacho misses it, but Dewsbury Hall doesn't. Nacho to Albrighton. Albrighton crosses it in. Nacho misses it. Kieran Dewsbury Hall doesn't. You got your wish, Fee. You got your wish. A brace then for Dewsbury Hall. 5th goal of the season, or 4th and 5th goal of the season. 90 minutes. It's 4 minutes of an injury time, folks. Come on, Turtles. 3-0. It was a long time coming, but it was, my God, was it worth waiting for? Two minutes to see if Leicester can keep a clean sheet. They're just they're playing little triangles of football in this back left corner. Now they get it away on the far side. They've got space available. Eunice is clear on this side, but it's I don't know if he's going to come over to him or not. They're starting the yays now for the passes. 60 seconds to go. 3-0. How good does that sound? Swansea are taking the 2-1 lead against Norwich. So we're literally in the last minute now. Oh, lovely ball through there, but couldn't quite get on the end of it. Thought there was going to be a fourth goal then. And there it is, the final whistle. Leicester City 3, Preston North End 0. We are top of the league. Say, we are top of the league. It was hard work, but that's what we do, and that's what we do best. Enzo's celebrating as well, and so he should. 3-0. Oh, what a night. I mean, this season is just getting better and better and better. It's the first game that's finished tonight. It is 3-0. Leicester City are top of the league. Nine wins out of 10. How good is that? We are clear of Ipswich in second, 2 points, I believe it is, but we are 7 points clear of Preston in third. I think Brad is going to be getting excited because, of course, his love child scored tonight. It was the biggest win of the season at the KP. Kept a clean sheet, so let's see who got this right then. Brad, 3-0. Shame we didn't go that into his football predictions. Fee got 3-0. Well done, Fee. Stuart got 3-0 as well. And Luke in Australia went 3-0. Let's have a look what people are saying here. There's a lot to catch up on. It does. It does, the Foggy. 7 points clear. Come on. Humble pie, Boris. Humble pie. You've said that, and then he went and scored. So, scored one more goal than Vardy did this week. Thank you for LCFC's in. I missed the first two and came for the third. Well, what the missus used to say to me. Yeah, Fee is thanking KDH there. Jeff says you got your wish. Boris, wasted time. Like I just said, Boris. Yeah, I mean, be humble, mate. Be humble. Highfields, that will do nicely. Fees, yay. Ray, I'm glad Madison and Tielemans are gone. Well, to be honest with you, those two, well, Tielemans, yes. Madison, no. He didn't want to go. He didn't ask to go. But I think he knew that we had to sell him if we went down. Ray, maybe Leicester City, good luck with Italian managers. Well, exactly. Yeah, that is true. That is true. We could never have played the ball out of the back like that last season. We couldn't play like that last season at all. Boris, this must be the most boring 3-0 win ever. Really, Boris? Come on. Have you been drinking or smoking? XDR Hayden, hello. Boho, cheers, Chris. Have a great night. So, you too, Boohoo, you too. Marchese is the new Ranieri. Jack KDH is going to be our player of the season if he carries on this way. He'll certainly be the top scorer. Paul, well done, Leicester. Nate, I've just bought a Marathi sticker, but instead of their logo, it's got Enzo on it. We are going right back up playing football the Enzo way. Great result. Next up, Stoke, indeed. Neil, you did amazing tonight. Thank you, pal. Hinkley boys. Cheers, Neil. Means a lot. Thank you very much. Boris, 9 wins out of 10 is good, but we must try to avoid being the most... Are we not boring? I'm sorry, Boris. I'm sorry. LCFC 9. Sorry, mate. Can't join still to... No, that's all right, mate. Do not worry at all, mate. You take care, buddy. You take care. Talking to buddies, well, look, I'm sure he had an orgasm when Nacho scored. And talking about having an orgasm, when Nacho scored. I haven't played this for absolutely years.
Yes! 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 Oh, God. Oh, I'll have what she's having.
Welcome back to the orgasm. Hello, Angie, and welcome back to you as well, Brad.
Yeah, well, I mean, to just quickly, Boris, if that's boring football, I'll take boring 3-0 every day of the bloody week.
That was not boring, was it? Have I been watching a different game?
No, we just showed yet again that if you're going to come to play Leicester and you're going to try and get nil, you're going to get nil, but not in the way you hoped, because you're not going to score. We're going to keep the ball. We're going to bore you to death if you want, Boris. You want to say it like that? Fine, I'll pass them to death. If we're going to win us championships and win us games of football, I don't think you'd be complaining for much longer come the end of the season, mate, because that was a really good game. That was a game that could have easily faded out. You what?
A masterclass.
Yeah, it was. They were patient. They weren't, they didn't break from a game plan. Preston blinked like the other 8 oppositions that have lost to Leicester this season did, and Leicester took advantage and never looked back. They were in cruise control. Leicester are still operating in first, maybe second gear at best. They haven't even gone through the gears yet, mate, the way they seem to do it. And can I just say, I had it on the Leicester hub, and I'm absolutely gutted he actually didn't get a second, because that move was magical. If it had ended with that, I think Matty was right. Yeah, goal of the season contender right there, because of the build-up play itself. When it was finished off wonderfully by Dewsbury-Hall, great sharp brain to be in the right place at the right time. And
then again, if Nacho hadn't gone for it, it wouldn't have ended up at Dewsbury-Hall's feet.
Yeah, very true. Again, so both of them, you say fantastic work. I mean, the initial spin play by Ian Nacho to get us on the front foot. And that's just Leicester. That's what we're doing this season. And it's lovely to see, because, I mean, I've just seen our stats at the bottom there. We only had 4 shots on target today, and we've scored 3 of them. We are very efficient in front of goal this season.
I mean, if you looked at those stats and didn't know the score, you'd be going like, what the hell? We've been having 15 shots. What's going on? But look, I'm just going to quickly run through the other scores, because the full times are coming in now. Coventry 1, Coventry City 1, Blackburn Rovers 0.
Oh, no.
Leeds United 1, QPR 0. That's 7 minutes been played there, over. Leicester City 3, Preston 0. Sunderland 2, Watford 0. Swansea City 2, Norwich City 1. And there's only 83 minutes gone because it was an 8 o'clock kickoff. But Rotherham United 0, Bristol City 1. We'll look at the table in a second. But I just want to, Fee, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks very much. Jeff, it only comes boring when Vardy doesn't score or is not on the pitch yet. I was going to say that, Jeff. But I want you to answer this for me, if you would do, Brad. Because I don't want to get annoyed, and everybody's entitled to an opinion, and Boris's opinion is as valid as anybody else's. We don't have to agree with them, but I'm going to say that, Boris's opinion, he does have a valid opinion, as we all do. But he does say there, what was exciting about it?
Jesus Christ, Boris, what do you class as exciting in the game of football? We scored 3 wonderful goals. We completely dominated the game. We absolutely made Preston look like bottom tier club when they're 3rd in the championship, a team that hadn't lost the game until last week. What did you want? Sorry, are we Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp in it? Are you going to come out and say, oh, they didn't play football? Because they did what every team's tried to do against us so far this season. That's defend for their lives and try and keep Leicester out as long as they could, and hope to nick it their end. 10 games in, mate, only one team's managed that. So, what do you class as exciting? I'll ask you a different. I'll reverse the question to you, boys, because if watching us score 3 goals and absolutely dominate an opposition and have them in our back pocket, like Pontus Kamark did, Janino in that cup game, that I'm sure you'll be caring to mention on Monday night. What more do you want, Boris? Do you want? I know what it was. Whoever you said it was very right. it was because Vardy didn't score a goal tonight. So I guarantee if Vardy had scored, we'd been saying how brilliant and amazing the performance was.
Yeah.
We know your agenda, Boris. We know your agenda.
Up the lads, says Luke. I appreciate that you can't come on because it is sort of like 3 a.m. there. So you get off to bed, mate. You get off to bed. Well done at staying up to watch it. I mean, I just want to add another comment of Boris's here. Where did he put it? So just bear with me.
There's always bear with him, ladies and gentlemen. He keeps it well here.
This was the most boring 3-0 win ever within Earth's existence. It wasn't that one. It was another one of Boris's. There we go. Waste of time bringing Nacho on. He's not in the same class as Vardy. And that was about 3 minutes before Nacho scored. And I've got to say, Brad, you probably weren't watching because I know it's difficult for you to do it at that end. But just for you. And I'll even give you a free one of these. But is it even worth replying to that comment?
No, next, move on. Don't give it the time of day. It's just a ridiculous statement to make. I mean, have your love affair with Jamie Vardy all you like, mate. Crawl up Vardy's rear end as much as you wish to, Boris. I appreciate everybody's got a different person on that team who's their favourite. I do the same with Ian, actually, clearly, as you see by the jesting that goes on here. But get your head out of it. Don't, as Nigel Pearson once said, stop being an ostrich, mate, when it comes to other people on this team. Because he created and scored a goal tonight.
Yeah. Jeff, thank you very much, sir. It's obviously very early in the morning for him as well. Probably about 2 or 3 in the morning, the same as Australia for over there in Malaysia. And I said, I don't know whether Boris is a Tron. Look, we all have our favourites. Like we said, you just said, you with Nacho, me with Vestergaard. But I'm sorry, that doesn't. I'm not going to sit here and say Cody was useless, right? Because Cody did what Cody needed to do. Cody was an ideal replacement for Vestergaard. And I'm going to say it because I didn't say this. This is what Matt Elliott said. And that is that Cody's distribution probably wasn't quite as good as Vestergaard's. Now, that's coming from Matt Elliott, who's a defender and what have you. But that's like me coming on, isn't it? And going, well, Cody was rubbish. They shouldn't be picking him. But
yeah, exactly.
You appreciate it. As good as you have your favourites, we all have our favourites. And I've been good enough to say, as you have as well, Brad, with Vardy, we both said he was probably past it at the start of the season, and we both eaten humble pie on that one.
Yeah, and I was actually, those that came on to the pre-match before the match started would have heard me even say, Vardy being up front was the wise choice.
Yes.
Hi, Jesse. It was one of them. I just thought it was the right choice. He's been informed, he's scoring. I know Ian actually got the penalty against Blackburn as well, but to come out and say that about any Leicester player when we're playing well, I think, another clean sheet. So it's not like it. You can't say that about Cody because you see it as we do normally, and you go, played well, did his job well. Where his weaknesses are, in terms of his ball distribution, his strengths shone through today. I think once Madsen had something to do, and that was it. That showed how solid the defence was. And I'm not going to sit here, if I would, let's say I was Vardy over Ian Nacho. It's not true because I'm a little fair with Ian Nacho, but I wouldn't sit here and go, oh, Vardy was rubbish today. Yeah. Because he didn't score.
Yeah. I mean, somebody said at the start, it might have been Jeff actually said he hadn't heard me mention Vardy. He said, what's he doing? And in fairness to him, I did actually say that he just the ball hadn't been played to him very, you know what I mean? He wasn't, that's why he wasn't in the game. But I've got to say, Cody for me had a brilliant game. I think he was up there, not necessarily man of the match. I have got an idea who I would have as my man of the match, and it's going to be interesting to see what Alan has to say in a bit. But I thought Cody had a very, very good game.
He was calm. He was collective. He used all of his experience. He never panicked.
Oh, sorry, Rotherham just equalised against Bristol City.
Oh, come on, Rotherham, find a winner. That's nothing to do with my predictions at all. No. But it might actually, a draw would at least stop a lot of you getting points on that. So either Rotherham or a draw, please. That'll do me. Thank you very much.
I got one other thing as well. I don't know if I've got the right music here. No, it wasn't that one. But
very random.
I know. I just thought, what the hell? Here we go. Are you ready then, ladies and gentlemen? Because we have this. Vardy was below par tonight, says Boris. Whoa!
Oh, the love in has ended with Boris and Vardy. To be honest with you, tonight, we got the other side of Jamie Vardy. I will actually say it wasn't his most prolific game. He didn't really get the chance to do much in the attacking sense on the ball, but his running off the ball was trying to cause problems at the defence.
Yes.
Because let's remember as well, Preston, I wasn't wrong when I said they'd come for nothing. They had 9 men behind the ball for the majority of the game, even when Leicester were 1-0 up and then 2-0 up. They still had, 7, 8, 9 men behind the ball at the time. So you can't expect too much from him in that sense. And that's why the change was necessary.
Yes.
Iheanacho comes deep and gets ball.
But it's what these players bring. They do bring different things to the game. I mean, for the third goal, before we passed it out to Albrighton, Nacho did a lovely 1-2 with himself.
Oh, it did. It did.
And he passed it out to Albrighton. But in the first half, when Jeff asked me about Vardy, we'll move on after this, but when he asked me about Vardy, I didn't say he's actually playing rubbish. They just weren't playing the ball to him, but he was still doing what he does best, and that is taking a couple of... And let's be honest with you, you've got 7 players behind the ball, which, as you say, I think it was Matt Elliott said they had 1 striker that was up there on his own. He must have been the loneliest man in the world tonight. And
must have got cold tonight, because I don't remember their striker getting the ball.
No, but exactly. I forgot what I was going to say now.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. What was I saying?
What
was I saying?
We really need to rely on.
Yes, when you've got 7 players behind the ball, then you need, when Vardy comes in and takes a couple of players away with him, that's going to help. Yeah,
it creates a space, and that's where the opportunities come. I mean, another strong performance from when do you say Jeff? I keep thinking it.
Wash your ears out, Jeff.
Ndidi was impressive again tonight. Dewsbury Hall is impressive tonight, and Vardy's off the ball running allows them to be impressive in a way, because he pulls, like you said, Chris, he takes them players away.
When are we going to get Ndidi signed down to an extra to a new contract?
I say give him the Rio Ferdinand treatment, slap it down on the table, ask him what he wants, give him the demands, because he's becoming a midfield maverick, isn't he? Really,
he is. Look, I just want to show you this, because this is the table. Look at that. Top of the league. Look, we've won 9 games. We've actually won more than any other team in the division. We've drawn less games than any other team in the division. We've lost equal joint less games than anybody else in the division. We're joint top goal scorers in the division. We've got the meanest defence in the division. We have got the biggest goal difference in the division. We're top for a reason.
And also, Leicester have equalled the best ever start by any team in the Championship, tying with Sheffield United, who in 2004-2005 also won their first 9 of 10 games. So they hold another record joint record in this case with scoring, having 27 points out of a possible 30 in the first 10. So we are, Jesse, we are the Man City of the Championship. And not just in terms of finance.
Not the PSG because they lost tonight, but we are the Man City.
Yeah, we're the Man City because we're not in a Farmers League, and it's not just the links with Enzo. You say that to all the money we've spent in comparison to all the Championship teams. It's the quality of the football we play as well, and the style naturally as well that comes with it. It's wonderful to see.
Nate just happens, he's added on here. I was only looking at the Championship, mate, but he says we have more wins than any team in England right now. I think, in fairness, Nate, we've played more league games than Man City have, so I'm not going to...
No, but you take it, though, wouldn't you?
yeah, exactly. Anthony says, indeed, he isn't any Premier League club after him, guys. Probably Arsenal, mate, but like everything else, you ain't going to get him. Sorry. Yes. I enjoyed that one. Sorry, Anthony. Boris is back. Vardy is still the key to Leicester. He can unlock most defences. He's having a good season, mate. We're not going to argue with that. Bristol City are winning 2-1.
Oh, boo.
Are they, Anthony? Yes, they are. 97 minutes. Bristol City have gone an extra goal up. Well, they're 2-1. They are up to 11th. You must be getting a nosebleed, Anthony.
VAR, I reckon it's offside. Get the VAR check on it. Bring it in for this going.
What was the score when Bristol City played Leicester City? Brad?
Oh, I believe Bristol City did slightly better than Preston when they tried to get nothing out of Leicester. But they still lost, Chris. They lost 1-0. So,
didn't they?
Just like Preston, they still got the same outcome. They still got no points for it.
Yeah. At least Pearson will be happy, says Jesse. Indeed, he will. But look at that. I mean, and I just say 27 points, right? That's 7 points clear of Preston. We are 11 points clear of 7th.
Yeah, and
who would you have thought that? If I'd have said that to you, Brad, at the start of the season, do you know what? When we have the second international break, we're going to be top of the league. We're going to be 7 points clear of the playoffs and 11 points clear. 7 points clear of automatic and 11 points clear of the playoffs.
I would have had to have phoned the local nut house at your area, Chris. I'm a very concerned neighbour. One of them anomalous phone calls.
Yes,
so I had to make one of them and said he's called Leicester Forrier, Chris Forrier. We need to go around his house.
Can I just say, it's actually a place. I lived in Blackpool. It's where I met my wife and.
In the nut house. That makes sense.
No, there isn't. No, but let me finish. Because just outside Blackpool, there is St Anne's, right? Now, St Anne's is like Sandbanks is to Bournemouth, St Anne's is to Blackpool. It's very posh and what have you. And when I first came down to Poole, they started talking about St Anne's. And they were really, knocking it and saying how awful it was. And all the down and outs go there. And I'm going have you ever been to St Anne's? And they went, of course we haven't. I said, well, how do you know what it's like then? But apparently St Anne's is a local nut house down here.
Well, that explains everything, doesn't it?
And they said, what are you on about? I'm going, it's a beautiful place. I said, it's absolutely lovely. I said, lovely square. They're looking at me, and I'm looking at them. Complete breakdown in communications.
Oh dear, yeah. Well, that says it all. That tells more about your choice in ladies sometimes, mate.
Well, obviously, as I say, it was miscommunication at both ends of the spectrum. Jesse, I knew we were going to do well, but never this well. I said at the start of the season, Brad, I didn't want to be, patronising and degrading of the teams because it's a difficult, league to get out of. We know that, don't we? We've won it. It took us over 10 years, didn't it? And I would have been happy at this stage if we'd have been like where Norwich are, like 7th or something like that. I would not have been disappointed. I mean, look, Enzo, like I've said, humble pie. I'm getting fat on it because I just didn't think he would do this well at this level, and he just has. And it's just look. I'm going to do it. I'm going to play it again because it is just so well. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to play 2 here again. Let me do this one for you first of all, Brad. I think he deserves that. But I'm going to play this one as well.
Yes! 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 Oh! 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 Oh, God. Oh. I'll have what she's having.
I think we just...
You get so giddy, don't you?
I do. You says he bopping away to Nacho, man.
You've got me there. You've got me bang to right.
I got you bang to right. Look at 0-0 at half time. We did say, didn't we, that do you know what it reminds me of when I watched Leicester today? It reminds me of Liverpool pre-Fergie days.
Oh, does it? I've never heard this story before. Next, you'll be telling me the story about how Kevin Keegan went alone for about 8 months.
No, we're playing in the reserve. But be honest, was I right?
Well, yeah, you were right in many ways.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
That's enough.
We have got to get used to this, haven't we? We said it at half time. Teams are going to come to the KP. They are going to be that. We've got this huge, you said, we've got this huge target on our back, and we are going to have to break teams down. Sometimes that will happen in the first or the 5th minute, as has done in a couple of games. Other times it's going to take until the 60th minute. And KDH got that first goal. But that wasn't a bad goal, was it, the first one?
No, it was a lovely goal. A bit of fortune with it, but this is what I mean by off-the-ball work. In a quick summary of how decent off-the-ball football can be at times, the reason that goal comes around with that fortune of the Preston defender basically tackling it into Dewsbury Hall's in his direction is because of uncertainty. The fast tempo. He knows that the likes of Winks, Dewsbury Hall, and Ndidi are just engines waiting to be able to floor it and just run past them and making a move behind them or cut across them and get the ball, which is how Leicester do it. They pinch the ball off, and that's when the switch goes for Leicester. That's when they kick into gear. That's when Leicester stop being, for Boris's sake, boring, I guess, and move the ball at a fast pace tempo, because that defender only knows one thing. Somebody wearing a blue shirt was roughly behind him and he needed to do something to stop him getting the ball. And he wasn't quite sure where it is. And that's what led to the indecision. That's what led to the poor block. And that's what led to the goal. And the way the rest of the half played out just shows you what Leicester do. They actually work Preston into the ground. And you don't think about it, but chasing the ball around for 90 minutes, because that's what Preston did. Let's be honest, they chased the ball around for 90 minutes. That's tiring. And when a team finally gets the breakthrough and gets the goal, that's what's led to Leicester in recent weeks winning 4-1, 2-0, 4-1, 3-0. Because they mentally break and physically break a side down, drain their energy, and then they pounce. And when they did that for the first goal, Chris, that's what opened the floodgates up for the second and third.
It is. Okay, we've heard from Alan. Now, I've got to say, Jessie, where was it? Basically, she went. Here we go. Jessie went for Kieran Dewsbury Hall as man of the match. Paul went for Kieran Dewsbury Hall as well. I will tell you who, obviously, Alan has picked in a second. But first of all, Brad, give me your man of the match. I think it's going to be different to mine.
It's a tough one. There's a few contenders, and I can't believe I'm even saying this. Had Kelechi Iheanacho got on the end of his own chance that he started and created, which Dewsbury Hall ended up converting, I'd be in with a shout of saying, look, call me biased, but I was going to pick him as my man of the match if I hit the back of the net, I'll be honest with you. But it's a tough one. It's hard to look past Kieran Dewsbury Hall for his goals, and he's enamoured to get into great spaces. Even when the chance didn't fall his way, he was always in a good position. I think Winks played really well, the unsung hero of the team at times, who's been this season. And indeed, he was really good as well. I think Eunice was really good when he came on. There's a lot of good performances. You know what? He kept them really quiet, and he's an unsung hero, and I think he deserves his praise. I'm going to give my man of the match to Harry Winks, because the reason our defence had such a quiet evening is because he mopped up everything. He marshalled everything. He got back. He recovered the ball. Yes, he had the odd pass that didn't go well, and that was the case for most of the team today. We're going to do that because we're not perfect. No team is. But for me, I think he was unsung hero today. Yes, Dewsbury Hall and Ndidi were great going forward. Yes, Dewsbury Hall got 2 goals. I appreciate that. But there was moments in the game where Dewsbury Hall wasn't doing that well on the ball, and he went a bit quiet. Harry Winks was like the silent assassin of anything Preston tried to do. And that's why, for me, I may shock a few people, but for me, for what I was able to see of it, Harry Winks deserves recognition for his career.
I don't think you'd be far off with that, mate. I think. I mean, he's one booking off a suspension. And thankfully, we will have Vestergaard back if Winks goes out. And let's be honest, it's not like we're short of cover in there, are we? So no, I wouldn't argue with you at all. He was all over the place. I'm struggling here between 2 players, and it's one that again I'm not sure who it was, so please forgive me. But somebody said earlier, my first one that probably just going to come in second, and that actually was Wout Faes. I don't think he had a bad game at all. He was tight at the back. He headed it when he needed to. There was a couple of good clearances when he needed to. Yes, he got away with a foul when he was on the ball, and that was not that was probably going to be the softest free kick ever we're going to get all season. But we take it. But what I liked with Wout Faes was he reminded me of today.
Go on. No, go on.
Harry Maguire. Because you know what? He had that ball and he was running. I must have done it 20 odd times. He got the ball and he just ran into the opposition half and nobody was trying to stop him. He literally went midway in our half to midway in their half and he was carrying the ball and was setting up the strike. So he became very close. But for me, and it's easy to give it to Dewsbury Hall for me because he got the 2 goals. But I'm going to give it to, and you were almost agreeing with you if you hadn't changed your mind, I'm going to give it to Ndidi, Mr. Twinkletoes himself.
Again, the whole midfield is very impressive. I think, I've said this a few times, and I'm sure you'll agree with me again tonight. It's good to have a headache over the man of the match performance for the right reasons. Because last season, you were asking me, and I was going, do I have to? This season I'm going, do I have to? But because I don't know who to pick.
Exactly. And, sometimes, a couple of weeks ago, when we played Southampton, Alan said to them, he said, I'm struggling. He said, I would almost give it to Vestergaard, and I forget who he gave it to for that match, to be honest with you. But I overruled him. It was between Vestergaard and somebody else, and he gave it to somebody else. And I only overruled him and it's the first time I've ever really overruled him. And that was only because it was at Southampton and the pressure was under from the home fans. You know what I mean? So, to me, indeed, we need to tie him down to a contract. Even in that 3rd goal, he set the whole thing up. He set it all going, So I'll tell you.
In their side, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you who, I'll show you even. I'll not only tell you, I will show you who Alan's gone for his man of the match. Not surprising. He's gone for Kieran Dewsbury Hall. And he said here, though, in fairness, a good performance with Winks and Faes both having a good, solid performance. But tonight's man of the match is Dewsbury Hall. So fair play. I'm not going to argue with him because I think, like you say, you can take 3 or 4 players, can't you? And it's great to be in that position, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. Much easier to be in that position than have to kind of say someone just for the sake of saying it. Like you said, all very good candidates tonight that have been put forward to have your man of the match, and can't argue with any of the shouts.
Okay, I'm now going to ask you for the team performance out of 10.
Right, Boris won't agree with me. Boris is going to think I'm drinking. I'm going to give it a 9.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a 9 because Preston came to frustrate us. Preston came to go back to Preston with a 0-0 scoreline. Blank slate on both sides. They came here to say, we're going to do what Hull did. We're going to do what Bristol City did. But like Hull, we're going to come away with something tonight. Might not be a win, but we're going to come away with something tonight. We're going to prove that you could shut Leicester out. And even when the frustration and the murmur started in the crowd, which is natural, even when you play good football, if it's 0-0, it gets a bit, come on now, the fans demand a tempo change. They didn't even blink. And the second Preston blinked, they blinked more times than someone that got sand flicked in the eye. They were blinking at every occasion. Leicester absolutely overawed them and overpowered them. And in the end, the scoreline told what I think was one of Leicester's most comfortable wins this season, because Preston never worried me. In fact, if you want boring, Boris, maybe be a Preston fan for this one game, because they must have been so bored watching their team because they never heard them on the ball. That was the most comfortable win we've had this season, and I'm shocked to say that, because Leicester just from minute 1 to minute 94 controlled that game. That was more controlled than Blackburn and Southampton put together.
Yeah. Well, in fairness, 8 from Alan. And remember, Alan was there.
Yeah.
And we've always said, 8, 9, 6, 5, one,
Yeah.
You're talking, if he's saying 8, you're saying 9. But
unless it's Jason Blackwell, then I think he's an idiot and he's wrong.
Yeah. I'm actually going to surprise you, because I'm going to agree with Boris and I'm going to give them a 5. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
You had me for a second there until you said you agree. Until you said you were agreeing with Boris, then I was like, "Oh well, this one was going to be ridiculous."
I'm going to give them a 9 as well. Though I'm going to totally agree with you, because I think it takes a disciplined team to break a team down like that. And I'm not going to say it again because you know what I'm thinking, but. You've got to be patient. You've got to wait your chances, and that's what we were doing. It was interesting to see through that game that when Preston got a goal kick, they were just booting it up the field. They weren't playing out from the back, and to me, once we got that one goal, I think it might have been Nate or even Jeff that said, once we get one. Then more was going to come, and it was proved. But we proved once we'd gone 1-0 up and there weren't just normal goals, and there weren't goals that were like Tielemans in the FA Cup, superb goals from 50 yards out or whatever. But there were well worked goals. And if we'd finished that 1-0, we'd have still got 3 points. We'd have still been in the same position. Nothing would have changed. So, apparently Boris scored 4, says Boris. I don't know what you're on about there, Boris. But he says, with our training ground and our owners, we should not be a boring team in the second tier. We should be an exciting team in the top tier. I don't know.
Boris, you have very high etiquette taste of football, because a 3-0 in a game, which, let's remember, I'll remind you again, Boris, West Brom were the first team to beat Preston this season. They had not lost until the weekend. They are third in the championship, and if you're telling me that 3-0 it does not excite you, then I don't think Leicester's the right club that's going to satisfy your appetite for an exciting game. If you think winning 3-0 in that occasion's boring, I'm afraid.
I think we're talking here that he is winding up here.
I'm sure he is, but I just like to say it to Boris just to get a reaction out of Boris. I love Boris.
I think as I say, but I like to say the two people that matter, you and me, agree. So that's all that.
Yeah, there you go. See, but your opinion counts.
Sorry, Boris. Love you really. But look, we go in now. Bristol City have won 2-1. But like I say, I'm not going to argue when we look at the table and we see that not a red dot in sight for the Leicester team, all pure green. It's good to see. It's good.
Not even a dot of grey either, mate. That's the most impressive thing. I mean, them 5 games. Cast your mind back probably 3 weeks and 5 weeks. You probably asked the same question, Chris, on the Monday night shows. Did anybody really, genuinely, hand on heart, say, "Look who you're playing"? For these 5 games, from Preston to however far back this is, we would get 15 points. Because not even the most not even me, Chris. I'd have said 12 would have been fantastic. 10, 11 sort of thing would have been, what I'd been hoping for. So to get 15 points from 5 games is very impressive.
It'd be interesting. I'm not going to hold you to this because although you're not here for the prediction show on Friday, and guys, for the prediction show, it's going to be 9 o'clock, isn't it, on Friday?
Yes, to help Steve.
Yeah. Ipswich, Preston. Obviously, a draw would be good for us. Can you see that being a draw? I think Ipswich are going to actually win that now.
Again, like certain other teams in this division, I mentioned this in the pre-match about Blackburn, and Southampton and Norwich. 2 of them have managed a little bit of recovery since they went on their dodgy spells of losing a couple of games. It'll be interesting to see how Preston go because that's now 3 without a win. Preston, that's a draw and 2 losses. Yeah. They'll go to Ipswich now thinking, Christ, we could be cut adrift of them, of both of these clubs if we lose this game, and it will be. They'll be cut adrift of both of us at that point if Ipswich open up an extra 3 points on them. And going into the international break, that's going to go on their mind. So they'll want to get a draw. And it'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting game.
If Ipswich were to win and we were to beat Stoke, we would be 10 points clear of third.
Exactly my point, mate. And you know what? Both results favour Leicester in a way, doesn't it? Because, yes, okay, it'd be nice to have it both ways and say it ends a draw and we get a bigger gap on Ipswich and Preston. But we're making assumptions here that Leicester are now looking very good to keep going in this season to get automatic promotion. So, you could say first is better than second. And obviously we all want to win the championship and go up in style. But what's better right now is making sure we're building a gap between us and the playoffs. And we are 7 points, 11 points, 14 points clear of 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So we are doing that right now. So that's what's starting to really work in Leicester's favour. Their hard work is creating opportunities where if Leicester beat Stoke and get to 30 points, Ipswich and Preston draw or Ipswich win, the gap between Leicester and 3rd is vital to getting the build for any potential future struggles that Leicester may have where they might finally actually just draw a game, Chris. You never know.
It's got to happen. It's got to happen. Guys, look, thanks to everybody that's been in. Thanks to Fee. Hope you're going to get out of the hospital soon. You poor bugger having to sit there and not only be in hospital, but look out and see the Spurs Stadium. That's not good for anybody, health. And sorry that your pay wasn't going well, but thank you to Nate for stepping in for one of the goals. Thank you to everybody that's been in the chat, even Boris. Like I say, we value everybody's opinions. We don't agree, but that is football. We're going to be back tomorrow night at 7 with the preview show. We've got a Stoke fan coming on. We will be back on Friday at 9 with the prediction show. There'll be there'll be the watch along, obviously, on Saturday. And I don't think you're free for that, are you? If my memory serves me.
I believe it's in the afternoon. I'm out. If I'm free, I'll pop on and I'll let you know if I'm able to do post-match. But I may just be able to pop on.
That's okay. Well, you're with your family, so don't expect you to. And then on Monday, we will be doing, we can see it above there. Julian Watts will be talking us through the classic 2-1 Shin win over Crystal Palace. Look, thanks to everybody for being in. 3 points and a win. How good does it get? Brad, have a great time down in Ginger's Land, or Ginkster's Land, I should say. Ginger's Land, Ginkster's Land. Enjoy it. Have a safe flight down there, buddy, and speak to you at some point, I'm sure. Have a great time with your family. What I've got to say is, guys, top of the league, going up, playing football the Enzo way. It's good night from me.
And it's good night from him.
Good night.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You'd better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network.
TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.